What? What do you mean?
We're all going to the temple anyway. Can't this wait till later?
You and me, baby, we ain't nothing but podcasters, so let's do the Every FNFF podcast.
Are we podcasting
on
right
the
now,
Discovery Channel?
I don't know. I figured so. I figured it would be funny to throw everybody into the podcast without being ready. What podcast, you ask? The Every FNFF podcast. I'm Curtis Ware.
I'm Carl Germ. This is the Every FNFF podcast, your premier podcast to give you Bloodhound Gang references.
I'm Alex.
And this is the Every FNFF podcast. No, sorry, go ahead.
What was the other Bloodhound Gang song they have?
They had a lot. The Hefty Fine was a really
one that
was a Hefty Fine album. If you
The
ask
one
me.
that they spell it fuck. in it?
Foxtrot Uniform Charlie Kilo.
Right.
I don't know. Yeah, I think that was the name of it. And that was all just like euphemisms. And then they have that song about Pennsylvania, and the chorus is, "Do you even know what a Wawa is?"
Get the fuck out, really?
Oh yeah, yeah. They're from Pennsylvania. I think they also have. I think they have like an interlude track that's just like a voicemail that like one of the guy's brothers like left or something called like diarrhea in a Wawa restroom or something like that.
That's
might
incredible.
be wrong about that. I might be thinking about Reggie in the Full Effect again. But I know
Who isn't thinking about Reggie in the full effect at any given time?
let me see. Bloodhound Gang diarrhea. I'm gonna say diarrhea.
We're off to a good start.
So
know.
I don't know if this has any affiliation with Wawa. Much like our show is sponsored by Wawa. Thank you, Wawa. But the song is called "Diarrhea Runs in the Family."
Oh, that's so good.
I say it to speedrunners all the time, like, ooh, you got the case of the runs today.
Oh, you never say that to me. Anyway, so we just
Alex, I'm going to leave that to your discretion, how much of that to leave in and take out.
it's all up to you, Alex. But I will say, we just left off in a really, really bleak and sad scene. So, of course, we started the show the way we did.
Yeah. Oh my God, we're talking about diarrhea and we just got off the SS Leaky.
Oh, no. I was just talking about how sad all of the shit that happened in Kilika was.
I know, I was just thinking about the SS Leaky again. Yeah, but Kilika's fucked, man.
Just
Yeah.
got back from Beset, and boy, is my ship leaky.
But yeah, so Sin has
Thoroughly fucked shit up.
just put it in. Will Kilika blend? Yes, it will.
Thankfully, the docks are intact.
Oh yeah, they are. Yeah, as a matter of fact, the
We have
dock
no
is still there.
problem
We can
arriving.
Hell yeah.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, if the dock wasn't intact, we'd be like, well, I guess we're lifeboating it out there.
Yeah, it's just like another one of the like parts of the game where you just start out swimming.
Yeah. Dude, we may as well. This place is destroyed. So
Yeah,
we
I think
saw-
there was narration, right? I can't remember if we went over that last time.
We
but-
went over the narration of Titus when he's
Yeah, oh yeah, I kept
Yuna as well.
How he was
that
hoping it would work
in
in reverse or whatever,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
And now he was just kind of accepting his place in Spira,
Yeah.
or
Right.
this timeline that he's stuck in.
right.
Feels
So-
good.
Yeah. So the boat docks at the remnants of Kilika, which, like we said last time, is a town that's built over the water of wood, right? So like very few of the buildings remain. Those that do remain are highly damaged, and a lot of the docks are broken, and a lot of the walkways are broken as well.
yeah.
So it's kind of, we only have like a linear path to go here, but we dock, and some people come up to meet Yuna, and these are like people who live in Kilika, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, thank goodness the summoner is here. Yuna says, if there is no other summoner, please allow me to perform the sending. And they appreciate it. They say that we're afraid our loved ones would become fiends.
I do like that someone says to Yuna, "Milady summoner."
Yeah.
I almost said summoner.
He tips his fedora. It says Milady Summoner.
Milady
She has a
summoner.
name, you know.
Like, Waka being good guy energy is just like, I'm going to go run around in town and see who I can help.
Yeah,
So
like immediately.
Good,
Yeah.
good big bro Waka. I like if you go up to so immediately once we're able to have control of Titus, we can go up to the left where there would be a shop, and the lady at the shop says, "Hey, you're alive. Wait, What do you want? We're not open. Like a very odd like interaction with that lady.
I think, and she's standing next to like a treasure chest. I
Yes,
think.
yeah.
And like, I think if you try to open it, she says, "Hey, hands off the merchandise."
Yeah.
Oh wait, you're a customer?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, a little weird. There's a guy standing outside of what assumably is a pub or bar, and he's like sad that the pub is not open.
Hell yeah.
He's like, oh man, and he says, I don't know if I can get through this without a drink.
Yeah, very relatable.
If it wasn't Sunday.
Yeah.
The bartender points at the floor where there's a line that says "drinking time" or whatever, and the sunlight is shining through the window.
The Besaid Aurochs are already like hammers out, fucking trying to repair buildings.
Yeah, they're working on the docks. They're also blocking some things off that you like would try to continue going. They're like, "Hey, you can't go this way because we're fixing it."
Right.
Convenient.
So the way that you can go, you see Lulu standing on the docks, and in front of her is Yuna and a bunch of the townspeople, right? And you come up to her, and Titus asks the obvious, what we're all wondering.
What's ascending? Are we going somewhere?
Lulu just gives him shit. It's so good. She's like, oh, you're fucking clueless.
You truly are.
You're fucking embarrassing me.
She says, are you sure it's just your memory? That's the problem.
Oh, I love it. Queen.
Destroyed.
Absolute queen.
Okay. You died.
I like how I'm constantly making fun of simps in this season, and then anytime Lulu does anything, I'm
we're all
like, queen.
Like that's like for this entire season, we could do like what Alex did with that Instagram post with the "you died." It's like Yuna burns Titus, and it just
Titus receives psychic damage.
oh my gosh. But yeah, so she makes fun of him a little bit, and then does kind of go ahead and explain it though.
She says,
The dead need guidance.
which is a very cool phrase.
Yeah.
Filled with grief over their own death, they refuse to face their fate. They yearn to live on and resent those still alive. You see, they envy the living, and in time, that envy turns to anger, even hate.
And hate leads to the dark side.
She says, fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, hate leads to suffering. She goes on and says, should these souls remain in Spira, they become fiends that prey on the living. And,
sad, isn't it?
Then there's just a shot of Titus's dumb face, and then she says, "Sad, isn't it?"
So we're like in a world where the zombie apocalypse is real, but I guess instead of like human zombies, they become like weird fucking scissor-armed fucking monsters.
Instead of becoming like somnambulants, they just become like piranhas and like
it's like the entire world is like the inside of the Half-Life facility or whatever, just like these like creepy monsters running around like fucking zombie things, but they're people.
Yeah, it's like it kind of puts it puts all of the battles that we had with fiends kind of into more perspective, where it's like we kill the clique and then someone's like, no, that was my uncle.
But yeah, so she says the sending is what takes them to the far plane where they may rest in peace. So I think that's supposed to be like we'll get into it more, but
It's like the heaviside layer in Cats.
I haven't seen that.
I too haven't seen it. I've only lived it.
The heaviside layer is where everyone's trying to dance and like earn their right to safe passage into
Cat
the heaviside.
Valhalla.
I guess this is assuming if Cats takes place in purgatory, which
Is it supposed to take place in purgatory?
I don't know. They're all dancing for their right to like go to hell or heaven or whatever.
They all got to
Really?
fight.
Is that the
It's basically just a big talent show. Like, this is my thing, and then we're gonna do like the whole.
And doesn't the memory cat end up being the one who goes? Or
Yeah,
whatever?
she was like
So what do they become? They become Jellicle cats, right?
the Jellicle choice.
The
They go
Jellicle
into the
choice.
Jellicle ball to become the Jellicle choice.
They become the Jellicle choice.
Wait.
So-
There's an entire fucking layer to Cats that I did not realize.
Yeah, so,
There's
like,
some kind
they're
of
like-
like spiritual horror Dante's Inferno.
So
like,
let me break it down for you. In the beginning of Cats, the one who sings "Memory" is sitting in the cell of the Jellicle, the undead Jellicle asylum, and then Oscar Shanks of Astoria throws a corpse down, and you get the key to then escape and
Jellicle key.
and link the Jellicle fire.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
I was in Cats in high school, and I don't know anything about
What
the
is it?
story.
It's called Heaviside.
the heaviside layer.
The heavy there's dark heaviside layer and light heaviside layer depending on whether you
Yo, there's gotta
Kill.
be.
The heaviside layer is just the next life. Is like being. It's like I guess because of cats having extra lives, you get to like go to your next life and start anew.
what's the name of the giant lady?
Oh, Gwendolyn?
Gwendolyn?
Oh no, Guinevere. Yeah.
Guinevere, yeah. So if you shoot Guinevere, you go to dark heaviside layer.
The cat's mod. Anyway, Yuna.
Cat's mod.
Anyway, Yuna is all Deuteronomy. About to
damn it,
name
I
her
just-
Jellicle choice.
I saw this all in my head. You know how people call each other like broski or like ambrosia? I'd be like, what's up, Deuteronomy?
Fuck. God damn it.
Anyway.
The sending takes them to the far plane where they may rest in peace. And then Titus says, summoners do this. And then like looks over at Yuna and she's doing like the prayer victory
Oh, here goes.
thing again.
This scene is also like
Incredible.
I feel like this is the equivalent of the Sephiroth standing in the fire scene from FF7.
Absolutely, yeah.
This is probably like the second most known.
It's super iconic.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, it's this thing.
yeah. It's like if you know one cutscene from Final Fantasy VII, from Final Fantasy series, it's Sephiroth. If you know two, it's Sephiroth and this scene.
Yeah, they definitely showed this, like I guess with like commercials and stuff, because this is definitely something that I remember seeing when I was like a kid before I had ever even played it.
Right. Yeah. So this is a super iconic scene, like you were saying.
It's very powerful too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I find it very moving as someone
Absolutely.
who finds JRPGs kind of silly.
Yeah, absolutely. Like they do a really good job with this scene. And so to describe it, Yuna is performing the sending, and what that means is like she walks on water. She's like a
She walks out to
Yeah.
the water, and it goes into FMV, and we see it's a cool angle where just to further clarify that she's walking on the water. It has like kind of an angle from underneath the surface, and you see her kind of walking along it.
yeah.
And then you also see these caskets of what we assume are the people who've died during the.
I meant to look up what the name of that burial style is, because it's not like
They're almost-
it is a casket, but it almost looks like a wrapping as well.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like somewhere between like
a sarcophagus.
a sarcophagus and like something that is maybe
And a
meant to be,
scuba
like,
suit.
sent off the sea or whatever to be like almost
Yeah.
like a Viking style.
And they have like
Japanese style.
funeral masks on the bodies.
Yeah.
that are
Like
down there as
ceremonial
well.
masks,
Yeah,
yeah.
right, and they're very like ornate.
Right.
But yeah, and I think that like up to this point, we've had a lot of like allusions to religion in this world. Like it has like a big sway in this world. And I feel like this is just another notch in the like Yuna equals like messianic figure. You know what I mean? Like
For
it's
sure.
like to be like very Christian centric. Like
What would give you that
Christ-like
idea
figure.
with her walking on water?
Yeah, walking on water, right? Yeah. Fucking being meek and gentle and helping all the fucking poor people of the world. And
Yeah.
It has her followers that follow her around. Like, yeah, there's
Disciples.
her disciples. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
Can't
like,
wait for dinner.
but yeah, so
Oh, is that a merch idea? Just like the Last Supper, but with Yuna?
I thought you were going back to the CDI games again. I wonder what's for dinner.
I
but
wonder what's for
just
dinner.
a goofy looking like Titus in that art style.
Gee, I wonder what Seymour's up to. Or Sin, I don't know.
Yeah. But like it's sunset as well, so there's like this very like beautiful
Golden hour.
sky. Yeah. And you kind of like there's these shots of the camera's aiming at her and past her as the sun, so she's kind of like in silhouette.
Yeah.
For a bunch of this, right? And she kind of starts performing this like ceremonial dance.
Yeah, she's swinging around her like staff.
Yeah, and
Very
this is all
like
while
elegantly.
she's on the water.
Yeah,
too.
like very like dance like and very like.
It looks. I just realized her staff looks like the thing you'd like whack a carpet with.
Oh yeah.
It's
Oh, yeah,
it
I know
does
what
a
you're
little
talking
wicker
about.
paddle with it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
She brought her a lacrosse stick with her.
but she does she does like a very like spinny, very graceful spinny dance. And then, simultaneously, I'm not sure what the order happens, but we start seeing like souls leaving
right.
the caskets or wrappings under the water.
Yeah, right.
And lifts up around her, as well as like a watery kind of pillar that kind of gives her some elevation.
Yeah,
too.
and like water comes up and like lifts her up a little bit.
Yeah, and
as
there's
well.
also like shots of like the crowd of people.
Oh, that one
around,
gets me. Ooh.
Like watching this all happen.
Some
and there's,
people are like weeping and stuff.
yeah,
as
there's
it's
people who are
happening.
like openly weeping and just like in immense grief, and then there's like like a guy like consoling like someone like with his arm around her shoulder, and it's like it's really powerful.
Yeah, it is. It's very well done.
and it's
scene.
playing the hymn of what was that? The hymn of faith kind of
Yeah.
theme we hear with kind of a much more like grand kind of choral version of it.
Right.
It's very an Eastern kind of instrumentation of it. I think,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
It seems kind of very Japanese, like
Traditional Japanese, yeah. I do like too if you look closely like on the like burial things, like over where the face would be, there's like that symbol that we were talking about. That's the symbol of Yevon.
Yeah, the Yevon symbol. Yeah.
I thought they'd say the Xanarch and Abes.
Go birds.
Yeah, just when you bury me, like you put that on my face, just like tattoo the Eagles logo into my forehead.
Just put a gritty mask over my head. Man, Kamari looks really sad too.
Dude, I was gonna say like when it shows the characters, because it also shows Lulu, Titus, and Kimari, and like they are all incredibly stoic, right? Except for Titus is very like wowed by it,
Yeah.
which like I get that, if you've never seen like
Yeah.
somebody visibly tear the souls out of corpses and then send them to heaven, like
Safe passage to the next world or whatever is after, right?
yeah, right. But yeah, so that's that scene.
Yeah.
Very good scene. Highly recommend. Play the game or go watch it on YouTube. Very
Yeah.
powerful.
If you're listening to this and not playing the game, shame on you.
And
Why are we even podcasting? You played it. You know what happens next.
So Yuna's done with the summon, or I'm sorry, with the sending. She walks back, and some of the townspeople are talking to her, showing her their appreciation. And Titus says to Lulu, "It must be tough being a summoner." And Lulu just says, "Yuna chose her own path. She knew from the beginning what that meant.
Yeah.
All we can do is protect her along the way until the end." And like Titus is like, "Until the end?" And fucking once again, everybody in town like looks at him like, "What the fuck is wrong with this dude?"
At first, I thought it was
Lulu-
like, Titus, did no one ever tell you about like mortality and death and shit? It's like, what? I'm gonna die? Like,
This is his existential
He's
crisis.
like,
Yeah.
Yo, I can't believe everybody but me is gonna die. And like Titus,
Yo, wait, one of those little glowy things inside those like corpses is inside me. Oh my god. I really like Lulu just like does this huge shrug.
I know.
After
She's
Titus
like,
says
and
that.
walks away from him.
Yeah,
too.
she does do that. Yeah.
I think all the characters kind of have one of those kind of very anime, like kind of like like the two pizzas and like the looking down, shaking their heads.
Yeah,
kind
it's
of
like the emoticon shrug
Yeah,
thing,
yeah,
right. With the Japanese.
Right. Yeah, she walks. That was that Calmoji.
or the guess I'll die stock
Yeah,
photo.
the guess I'll die. Is but she walks away and says, "Until she defeats sin."
Yeah. And like before all of that, when we see Yuna coming back after like the FMV and it's back like in engine,
Yeah.
I really like her like body language. It's like kind of like timid and like a little like like almost looking nervous, like kind of just showing how like meek she is.
Yeah,
Like even
right.
after doing that fucking incredible and like literally awesome thing, she's like walking back and she like kind of looks like reserved and
She
timid
has some
and,
like performance anxiety. It seems. Like. She's a new summoner. Like this is kind of her first time.
yeah,
out.
and this is
Well,
such an
she even-
important
her first
thing.
time playing out.
She
you
even
know?
says right here. Well, like she literally
She's got
says,
a big set at Boot and Saddle and
Yo, nice set. Like, I was like, I didn't.
She's like,
it was garbage.
This
I fucked up.
yeah, my tone sucked. I couldn't hear myself. Like the sound guy hated me.
I totally missed that one soul. It just that one's gonna be a fiend, but
I'm used to the sound in basements, so
but like she literally does say to Lulu, she's like, "I hope I did well."
yeah,
You know what I mean? She's
yeah,
like,
because this is an important thing. Like this is like a huge moment in like everyone who is affected by this. This is like their last chance. Like this is like a funeral for them,
Right.
And,
And-
she's
and-
like, yeah, she doesn't want to be like, oh yeah, I fucked up singing Ave Maria or whatever.
yeah, right. And I would assume that like if she has done any sendings before, it's probably for like one person on Besaid because we don't have like
You say it doesn't seem like a very big
yeah
village.
Right. Yeah. So it
The
probably
life
was more-
expectancy there is very high.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And also like we discussed, she's like what 16 or something. So like probably not a lot of opportunities to do it. Actually, she wasn't even a fully fledged summoner. Now that we think about it,
Yeah.
until we met her, like she was just becoming. So maybe like if you don't have your first Aeon, you can't perform the sending.
It's like she got right out of the frying pan and into the freezer.
You did very well. They've reached the far plane by now, but no tears next time.
And like, which is I feel like a tall order, but
Yeah.
I kind of understand that. Like, if there's a bunch of people weeping who are like looking for some
You're-
kind of
That
strength,
face melting
maybe.
solo is a little too much, man.
It's not really a good look when like the priest who is conducting the funeral is openly weeping, you know?
Yeah,
Oh, so
I
she
mean,
was crying? Is that what she was saying?
Yeah.
I thought,
Yeah.
for some reason, I thought like her thing was like, something that she was doing magical. It's like making everyone else cry around her. Or something. That's why I thought it
I
was.
like that read of it. No, I got that like this is her first time doing it and she's supposed to be this like, you know, strengthened like thing to all these
Yeah.
people and she was
Right.
crying, which, you know. And
Well,
like Lulu doesn't say it in a like you fucked up kind of way. She says it in a very compassionate like
yeah.
No tears next time.
yeah, like okay, you did great. Like next time you'll do better.
Well, like,
Be strong.
This isn't spoiler territory. We may have heard it already, but multiple people throughout the course of the game call summoners Spira's strength. Like that's their
Yeah.
emotional strength.
You
It's
got to
like-
be strong.
yeah, it's carried on these people. So like, I could see like, okay, yeah, you know, it's fine because obviously this is a very tragic thing that's going on, but it is your duty to be the strength of the world essentially. And so like,
Yeah.
no tears next time.
I'm also kind of thinking of it in terms of just like
Johnson, no more tears.
well, if you're gonna say that, I'm thinking of
Sorry.
now. I'm thinking of Ariana Grande's "No Tears Left to Cry." Which is a fucking fantastic song. But no. I'm thinking of it in terms of like
Sending with tears in my
we're like building up this like mythos around. You know, we're going through like very historical events and stuff, and like we said, like she's like a messiah type figure.
Yeah.
At this point, and it's like. How would like history look back on this? And it's like, oh, and she was a summoner, and she was so filled with compassion that she cried
Yeah, right,
during her
yeah.
first sending and stuff. And it's
Right.
like, I don't know, it's interesting.
Yeah, no, I definitely think that's there. I mean, probably somewhat by intention, I would almost say. Like, I think it's very well written.
Yeah, I agree. I really like this part.
But Titus says, speaking of next time, he says, I wish there would never be a next time. No more people getting killed by sin, and no more sendings for Yuna.
Yeah.
Everyone stood there watching her. It was strange and somehow horrifying. I never wanted to see it again.
Which is really cool.
This is also
Yeah.
it's such a weird thing to say, like somehow horrifying after this, because I mean this is kind of terrifying in seeing souls, but in the contrast of him talking about Valfor, like, oh, it's kind of cute, it's kind of beautiful.
You know what? I
it's
actually,
kind of cute seeing her summon this demon.
yeah.
and then seeing her do like a very beautiful moving ceremony,
Yeah.
that was terrifying, man.
Yeah,
That
like
fucked
part of
me
the
up.
part of the circle of life. And-
I'm not gonna lie. I actually kind of like the fact that he calls it horrifying because, like, Titus is obviously established as like the outsider, and I think a prominent theme that we're already beginning to see in this game is the
Privilege.
Well, no, I was gonna say, is the control of
That's a lot of
religion and like the control of religion and the church on Spira.
Yeah.
And so like having an outsider who is not indoctrinated into it to look at it and be like, there are disturbing things. Maybe it's for the best, maybe it's not. You know, maybe it is good, maybe it isn't. But to his untrained eye, there's something disturbing about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I actually
I do.
appreciate
I
that.
really like that too because I mean, it is. That would be a fucking scary thing to see, like especially because like maybe he doesn't even just mean like, oh, I'm scared of ghosts. Like, oh, it's horrifying.
Yeah.
Like, he might just mean like seeing all of these people so like that's not a word. Stricken with grief. Like that's a horrifying
Stroke.
thing.
Yeah.
Like,
And I kind of used the wrong words earlier, but like tearing people's souls out of their body. Like,
They were just sitting there.
Like, look, if Yuna does it, who's the Shang Tsung does it from Mortal Kombat? What's the difference?
your soul is mine.
What do you do to clams? You shuck them.
Soul Shucker. Name
But
of the episode.
yeah,
Right,
so Titus wakes up in this cool cool inn that looks like a succulent shop.
yeah, it's kind of where like the inn is like oddly still standing. Like it's like very nice, and nothing is even like toppled over or wrong with it. Like,
I don't
it's-
know if that pink giant tree trunk is supposed to be there or not. You know, it looks like it could have easily come through the ceiling.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, and it looks
But-
like kind of like the like thatched roof or whatever is like has some. I don't know if it's intentional, but like there's some like
little
patches.
roughed
in it.
up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say it kind of looks like one of those fucking Oh god, what are they? The commercials for like the fucking beach vacations you'd see on like news channels or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
Otherwise, it looks pretty untouched. I mean, the background there actually, yeah, there's some stuff toppled over, so I think it's implied that this giant tree maybe just like landed through the roof. But
Okay.
mostly that's the only damage that's happened to this place.
Okay. And also, there is a child here with the greatest line of text in
Oh my
this
God.
entire game.
Yeah, it's very good.
It's
Just,
very,
and like just running around. This kid's just running
He's
around
running
in the
He's
lobby.
an NPC.
It's a very Ralph Wiggum.
It's a very oh my gosh. I want to go to Bovine University. But this kid just says
When I was a boy, I always dreamed of being a baseball.
yeah, and this
When I was a young blitzball.
Yeah, he says, I'm going to be a blitzball when I grow up. To be a blitzball.
Flying through the air.
So that's
Free, like a kite.
I think that speaks for itself. So Titus walks out of the inn, and Dato of the Besaid Aurochs is standing there waiting for him and says, "Hey, you awake? Captain Waka's waiting for you." And we're supposed to go kind of walk around town and go find Waka, right?
Yeah.
And like
Walking in Waka.
the town isn't very big, both because there are not many areas to access, and probably because most of the town that was there is no longer there.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Although, if you look like in the background, I feel like maybe it's implied there could be a couple more houses or something, but
I think so.
maybe not, though. It's pretty fucking barren, dude.
It looked pretty big in the FMV.
Yeah, we walk around the town, and, you know, various people are kind of saying, like, oh, we're super glad Yuna's here, or this is like a terrible tragedy, or like, oh, I was born here, I'm not moving no matter what happens. You know, the NPCs things that they say.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
There's like an old lady who's looking out to sea.
Yeah.
It's like, I want to believe it was just a bad dream. This was all a dream when I opened my eyes. Everything would be back to normal. But when the
Reminiscent
morning
of
came,
things
nothing
Titus
had
has been saying.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of people hammering away.
Yep. Yeah, oh yeah, speaking of people hammering away, it doesn't look like a house, it looks like a capsized boat. A boat that's sunk and like the bow is still poking out of the water, and all the Aurochs are like on it, hammering it.
Yeah.
I don't know what they...
Are they trying to disassemble it or reassemble it?
Oh, maybe they're disassembling it at first so they can then rebuild it.
It'd be funny trying to fix a boat while it's like...
Yeah, I was like, what could they be doing? But anyway, regardless, Waka's doing his part by standing there and like watching them.
Supervising.
He's supervising, yeah.
He's a captain.
Yeah, right, yeah.
There's one like I guess it's just a townsperson from Kilika is swimming around, or I guess
Oh,
it might
yeah,
be
the swimming guy.
he might be a player. But
He is.
He's holding a blitz ball, and he kind of like makes you feel guilty about what your current mission as Titus is, because he says, if the Kilika beasts win, it'll give the whole island something to celebrate. Thinking about that makes me want to practice harder.
Yeah, right, right.
And you're like,
And you're like, sorry, bud.
sorry, victory is our new motto.
Yeah. But Titus talks to Waka, and Waka explains to the team and to Titus that we're going to the temple. We're gonna go pray for victory. And like Titus does say, like, he's like, is that right? Are you sure that's what we should be praying for, given the fucking circumstances?
I mean, baseball's still going.
Yeah.
Well, fucking okay. My baseball predictions for the year 2020 in America. Tell all of your heroes that you love them, because we'll be having entirely new rosters next year.
Yeah.
Ooh. But I've said this.
I have a lot to say on that, but I won't. I won't talk about it here.
I've said before that I really like Lord O'Holland as a summoner, because Walk explains here that Lord O'Holland was not only a great summoner, but a really good blitzball player. And I was like, Jock summoner, fuck yeah.
Jock Jesus, Jock Jesus, Jock Jesus.
And Jesus saves.
That reminds me of like a real old school internet thing where there was just a YTMND that was probably playing like Tarzan Boy by Baltimora, and it was just like an image of Jesus on the crucifix, and it was just him like hopping around in front of a soccer goal, and then like a soccer ball like hitting him and bouncing away, and it just says Jesus saves.
So good.
To be on the internet looking at YTMND again.
You're the man now, dog.
I did go to YTMND recently. It's back up now.
Oh, wow.
And like,
It's back, baby.
I love YTMND. The fucking site is so good. However, I will say
It was
doesn't-
like precursor to Vine.
well, it
If you
doesn't
think about it.
Yeah, I guess so in some ways.
Small clip, music over it.
But it does attract some of the
Oh, absolutely.
worst
It,
of humanity.
it is the internet, and it is the internet from that era.
Yeah.
So of course.
Edgy kids.
Yeah,
Stick-
recently I was on it and I was like, oh, thank God, YTMND's back. And I went through some of like the top rated ones and I was like,
Oh right.
oh man, we got work to do. Like,
Yeah.
We should make some. Just Titus laughs and
But yeah,
shit like
so
that.
like I said, Titus is kind of like, yo, is this right? Should we be doing this blitzball thing right now, given everything that's going on? And Walker says,
This is the only time. The players fight with all their strength. The fans cheer for their favorite team. They forget pain, suffering. Only the game matters.
because like everything in Spirit is so fucking bleak that like having a sport to rally around gives people not only like a distraction, but a concept of like togetherness that they're not getting right now.
Yeah.
And like he literally says like their pain and their suffering doesn't even matter. They forget it. Only the game matters. And that's why Blitz has been around for so long.
Ball is life.
Ball is life. Old Waka Ball is life. Oh, they don't have last names in this game. God damn it.
Flocka.
Wow.
He's the flame elemental.
Yeah, I was gonna say old Waka Ball is life, flock of flame. But yeah, he says the temple's beyond the jungle. Let's go. And did y'all go to the shop?
Yes.
Yes.
What do y'all think about that shop?
Fucking wild. There's
I bought nothing.
You bought nothing?
Well,
I
nothing.
think half of the stuff I just end up finding in the next area anyway.
Yeah.
So
I got really pissed at that because like I bought like everything. I was like,
Oh,
oh,
really?
cool, these are all new items. I'd like to have them. You know, they might be good. I think they all have like the scan ability. It's basically
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
like it's a weapon shop and an accessory shop where
scope
you can,
toothpaste.
Yeah. So you know, Waka just gave you his little brother's sword. It was very emotional. It was a really important interaction you had with him. You can just go and fucking like,
Yeah, I'd be like,
buy a
fuck your
different sword and be
sword.
like, whoa, check this one out.
Way better than your shitty little brother's sword.
All the way
No wonder your little brother died.
I will say, I feel like all the weapons look really cool in this game.
Yeah.
like I like them. Like,
There's some
so-
cool bracers and I forgot what you call them. The stuff you put on your wrist.
the armor and the wrist guards and whatnot. But I didn't buy anything because
I
like
got a cool cactuar for Lulu.
Oh yeah, is
yeah.
this where you get the cactuar?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. No, you have to buy that.
Yeah.
The attack for that is somehow even cuter than the Moogle attack.
yeah, it does a little like flip thing.
It just like hops.
Yeah.
I like to imagine if you get the Tomberry, it just moves very slowly.
Oh hell yeah.
There's also, before we go to the next section, there's also a guy sitting on the dock where the boat is, like where you came in, and he has also been affected by Sin's toxin.
I really liked this.
yeah, me too.
Oh, the one
The
one in the hut or the one outside?
Oh, outside.
Curtis is talking about the one outside. Do you want to take that away?
Yeah,
I'll
sure.
do the
Okay.
other one.
A guy is sitting on these boxes just looking out to sea, and he says, I don't know if it's the toxin, but I can't remember a thing. My name, my house. I thought someone might notice me and help me if I just sat out here, but no one's paying any attention. I guess everyone has their own problems to worry about. And I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
Same
If-
man.
You should have been a star blitzball player. Sorry, buddy.
You should have thought of about that before you didn't become a star blitzball player.
yeah.
Did you talk to him again because
Vote Ron Paul.
did you talk to him again because he does have
I
an
didn't.
additional? He's like, oh, like now that I think about it, maybe I'm not even from here. Maybe I come from someplace far away.
Oh, wow.
So he says something to that effect. But there's a house that you can go in, and there's like a man and a woman in there. And when you talk to the man, he says, what are you looking at? I ain't on display here. Go away, man. And then if you talk to
oh, yeah. I did
the
talk to
woman,
him,
the
yeah.
woman who's standing there, she says, "Please excuse him. He's been affected by the toxin. So if he says anything offensive, don't take it too seriously." I just like the every time I read "What are you looking at?" I just think of the Simpsons episode with St. Patty's Day, where Bart gets drunk by accident, and he goes up to the news camera and he just goes, "What are you looking at?" It just shows it on the news and it zooms out and it's Ken.
What are you looking at?
And in that room, you can also get 3 potions.
Yes.
Let me see. Did you save the little girl?
I did. So on the way out of town, there's like a remnants of a house, I suppose. and there's a little girl sitting in it crying, and like the house begins to sink, like it starts to shake, and Titus jumps in there and grabs her and jumps back off and
Finally
saves her.
does a heroic thing.
I know.
And sucsucceeds in doing it. Yeah.
right.
Or
yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
get blocked by Kamari.
Yeah, Kamari just swoops in and saves her even
Yoink.
better.
It's all right. Titus won. He's on the scoreboard now.
Titus is just Siegmeyer to
He's the Siegmeyer
If Titus does
Katarina.
something cool and no one's there to see it, did it actually happen?
But that's what all I have for the Kilika town.
Right.
And yes.
there is another area. I guess it might be that pub. That's where the Albed Primer Volume 4 is.
Oh, good
the Secret
catch,
of the
good catch.
Albed language are
You get the
revealed.
D there.
T equals D. So it's actually pronounced Titus. Or Ditus. Perhaps. We'll see.
Ditas.
It'd be funny. It would be really funny if they planned it in a way that like the Albed Primer, when you like translate it, instead of spelling out Titus, like the translation was like cloud.
What we should do is write down words. We should write down hilarious or swear words in Albed and then translate them into normal English and see what they are.
Oh yeah, that's a good
Really
idea.
exciting.
Tweet it.
Tweet it.
Make people use their decoder ring.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a treasure chest in there, and you can see the little girl that you saved is dancing around a little bit. Behind the bar, there's an NPC, and they say, "You're the one who saved my sister, right? That treasure box contains a token of my appreciation. Please accept my thanks." And let me just say, it's the thought that counts, because it's like a remedy. And then you can talk to the little sister that you saved, and she says, "Thanks for saving me. Our house fell down.
Aw, Grammy.
But my big sister's here, so I'm real happy. Hey, are you a blitzer? Good luck. I'm rooting for you." Which
Aw.
is very cute.
That's very cute.
Titus makes no mention of scoring a goal and doing a cool thing, which
Cool dab.
seems
Yeah.
like a nice thing you could have done.
A cool dab.
There's also I'm not sure if it's the same NPC that was saying he needed a drink, but he's like sitting at the bar, like all like just like down and out, and he says, "I don't care if there isn't any food. I just want to stay here. I'm scared to even look out at the sea. I can feel it out there, can't you?" Which is like a really cool fucking thing.
Yeah. I mean, that's true. Like, sin came from the fucking sea. Like,
Also,
it's
like
still out there.
the sea is just fucking scary in general. Like,
Yeah. And
like-
then to know that there's a fucking world-ending beast.
yeah, like after I like discovered H.P. Lovecraft or whatever, that was a really pretentious way of putting it, but after I like found out about like Cthulhu,
Yeah.
I just remember like looking out at the ocean like in summertime if I'm like
Yeah,
down the
yeah.
shore, and just thinking about Cthulhu like rising from the
Yeah.
ocean and just like freaking myself out, being like, "Ugh." So like if you actually fucking witness that with sin happening, and then you're just like, yeah, I don't even want to look at the ocean anymore. I can feel them out there. Like that's
Yeah,
fucking
absolutely.
scary. So I also, as I was like just going through this area, I realized that we have an item called the map. Or it's just called
yeah.
map.
It's in the fucking items.
Yeah.
I never looked at the, I just wait a second, I have a world map? Like, holy shit, there's a world map here.
I was like, cool. Like, you know, it usually takes a little longer to get that in other Final Fantasy games. So I opened it up, and it just shows the fucking full ass, like, very stylized, like,
There it is.
world map. It's really cool looking.
Yep.
That's
You can't
Spira.
move around it at all, but you can see how many continents you are and like how massive this world is, like compared to where we've been.
Yeah.
And I think there might be a little like artist depiction of sin, perhaps.
A nice little meatball.
So you know how like in on old maps and stuff they would draw like a dragon or whatever.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
something
yeah.
like very similar to that
Serpents.
in this. Yeah, like a
The fucking left corner has the serpent. The right corner has Rand McNally.
yeah. Where's the compass? There it is. Yeah, but it's also I got I guess what would be like gods or like summoners or something.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. It's a nice looking image.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a cool JPEG.
Ooh.
It also has a very nice watermark that
I'm willing to
says
bet it was a PNG.
character designed by Tetsuya Nomura. That's a nice,
Right
a
there on the
nice,
map?
yeah,
Yeah.
nice thing on the map there.
But yeah, so the next area,
We gotta go to the jungle, baby.
we're gonna go to the You in the jungle, baby! You gonna die!
Welcome to the jungle.
Thanks.
We got fun and games.
Cool.
You're in the jungle, baby.
We've established this.
Gonna
Wait, what?
But you walk into the jungle. You're still with Waka, because he was like, yeah, we're going to the temple. Let's go pray or whatever. So you're with Waka still. You walk up, and the rest of the gang, the rest of the Scooby-Doo gang is there waiting for you. And it seems like something's wrong. Like maybe they just had an argument or something. And like Waka goes up to Lulu and is like, "Yo, what's going on?" Like
Spirits are low, tensions are high.
yeah. And Waka says like, "What's up?" And Lulu comes up to Titus and says, "Yuna is saying that she wants you with us." And Yuna's like,
I want to ask you to be my guardian.
"Oh shit."
Yeah. Goddamn.
Goddamn.
And Waka kind of chimes in. He's like, you know what? This is no time for jokes, yeah?
Yeah.
He may be a blitzball whiz kid, but up against fiends, he's a newbie.
I love that he calls him a newbie.
I know. A total noob.
Waka is 100% the type of person who would be pissed off about shoobies.
That's how I feel about every like new Pokemon I catch. Like, God, I can't bring you into battle yet. Like, I need to, like you need to like hang back just to get some of the residual experience.
Yeah. We got to use experience share.
And then she says, "Well, not a guardian then. I just want him nearby." And Waka does this like this crazy double take thing.
It's a very funny animation. He looks pissed.
Yeah, he like surprise dabs.
Yeah, it looks like he like kind of like shields himself.
Yeah, it's like he's like physically shielding himself from something.
Yeah.
From a
He looks kinda
concept.
spooked.
Extremely anime.
Yeah. And Titus is like,
What? What do you mean?
and she goes, it's just that, and Lulu interrupts and goes, "Look, we're all going to the temple. Can this wait till later?"
Yeah.
And Yuna again apologizes to us. And Titus just says, "Hey, there's nothing to be sorry about. I'm just not really sure what's going on." And she says, "My apologies."
Mm-hmm.
And that's the end of that scene. But like, oh, what's going on here? What's going on?
What's going
here?
on? Lulu's
Oh.
like these fucking kids. These
I know,
goddamn teenagers.
I am gonna make sure this pilgrimage is
We're going
just
to
as
prom.
unhorny as possible. And God help me.
This is a church trip. No being horny allowed.
Yeah, right.
Before like we
Leave
get
room for Yevon.
before we get control of Titus, like after that interaction, Kimari, like we just see him kind of walk up and like it's like very stylized and it's got that blur effect and stuff and it just like pans up and he's got his arms like crossed
Yeah,
and he's
like-
looking like real mean and I was like, oh shit, am I gonna have to fight him again?
He's like real visibly unhappy about this situation.
Yeah, he's like one of those dads that like buys a shirt that like talks about owning a gun and having a daughter
Yeah,
or
right.
something.
Or that, he takes a picture with those prom pictures where he has his daughter, the date, and then him with a shotgun.
Yeah, right. But yeah, so that's a new development.
Yeah.
But now we get to wander around the forest.
Yeah.
There's a few ways to get through here.
Yeah, I'd say the very first thing that I noticed is directly to our left is like a little plaque that's in Albed. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you right now, I'll just go ahead and translate it for you. It is a jumble of letters.
Yes.
So that means nothing to us now.
Correct.
It literally says lowercase TEPSWRS, uppercase VCOIU
Oh, weird. That's what it says in yours in the translated one?
in the translated one.
Because it doesn't make much more sense, obviously, in the non-translated
In
one.
Albed, yeah.
It says DAB CFNC, and then in all caps it says the word juice, but like all scrambled. Because like we have C, so it just says JC, which we can tell is the real one.
Okay.
UEI.
Juice this.
I remember being like,
I love some scrambled juice.
I was thinking for a minute, I'm like, what could this capital letter word be? Because like,
yeah.
we already established that vowels are vowels and consonants are consonants. I was like, let me see if I can figure out what this word is. And I was
Right.
thinking about it for a couple minutes. I'm glad I didn't think about it too long because it sounds like
It's like, what
Yeah,
word
it's
starts with
nonsense anyway.
two constants, the second one being C?
Yeah.
This makes no sense.
Yeah, I'm like,
Turns out it says Tepswers Vikoi.
Interesting.
So anyway,
Interesting if true.
We take the right path. There's a chest there, right?
indeed.
yes.
I forgot what's in it.
Yes.
Me too.
I probably have a screen.
It's probably like a high potion or something.
Yeah, it's probably like 3 potions. Let's see.
Oh, is it the scout?
No, the scout we get, I think, in the left, in the little secret path that goes,
Well, spoiler, we'll get a little secret path and there'll be a scout on it.
which
Yeah.
is a ball.
Which I'm like, great. I'm glad I literally just fucking bought this thing.
Yeah.
That's like, oh, it's the ball for Waka that looks like it's made of rubber bands.
Yeah.
But
Dude,
it has,
I'm telling you, all the fucking weapons look so good in this game. I love them.
but yeah, it has sensor on it.
Yeah. So you can tell the enemy's HP and weaknesses.
Yeah, so you know how long this fucking battle will take.
How about did y'all get into a random battle here?
Oh, right. So
Another little tutorial.
I think the first encounter you get in with is with some seedy looking plant monster.
Seedy. Hell yeah. But yeah, it is. It's a little plant monster.
Is that called an Archu?
Ochu.
Ochu.
That's not the Ochu.
It looks like the.
Oh,
the
sorry. Ochu is something else.
Yeah, we'll get to you. It's a Ragora.
Yeah, it's
Ragora?
I thought it was an Ochu at first, just because it's got a very similar design, and that's like a classic Final Fantasy creature.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the whatever you just said.
Yeah, Ragora. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it's a plant. It is literally just a plant. It
That's
doesn't have
called?
any like visible monster appendages or anything.
Nasty plant.
It's a succulent.
Yeah.
It is in the original version of this. We're of course playing the HD one, but in the original one, it was called Bad Plant.
It's very FF1 energy. Yeah.
Plant, but and apostrophe T, so like no plant.
Plant, but plaint.
Short for planot.
Yeah, short for plan not. But yeah, it doesn't have like any visible like monster appendages or anything like that.
It looks like just
A succulent.
yeah, it looks
Yeah.
like it's in your garden with just a bunch of like pine coney looking barbs off it. Well,
Yeah.
cactuses, but without the spines.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yep. But it shoots seeds at you for a decent amount of damage. It actually is kind of a heavy hitter, and it has a lot of HP.
It hit Kamari for about like 180.
Yeah. But when we get into this battle for the first time, though, we actually get a tutorial. So no matter who we have in the party, our party will consist of Lulu, Titus, and Kamari when we enter this fight. And Lulu says, Kamari, why don't you use Lancet on it?
Yeah.
Titus says, what's a Lancet? And she says, normally it's a skill that weakens enemies and heals the user. But if a Ronso uses it, that Ronso can sometimes learn the fiend's abilities. And Titus goes, hey, sounds cool.
Interesting.
Real fucking neato.
I'm glad that you said that because I did realize that is eventually what happens, where we kind of get the classic enemy skill thing here through
The
this
enemy skill
tutorial.
materia.
I didn't realize that you had to use Lancet to get it. I figured it was just like get attacked, and I kind of mashed through that, not paying attention to that
okay.
dialogue, because I was like, oh, I already talked about this last week. What I didn't realize there would be a tutorial. About.
But yeah, so if Kamari uses Lancet, you will, I think, have a chance, or is it always work?
It always works.
In this battle, you will always learn Seed Cannon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which
Indeed.
is the attack that this nasty plant uses.
Yep. And
So
there's
I don't know how it works. I don't know where Kamari gets the seed and how he launches it.
Well, I like
It's
that.
a very powerful seed.
You gotta go to deviantart.com to find out where Kamari gets his seed. If you know what I'm saying.
I like that there's a little bit of I mean, it is foreshadowing, but it's not like huge plot foreshadowing. That when we first met Kamari for the very first time, Lulu told us that like, oh, he's mastered the fiend's way of fighting.
Yeah.
And now this has actually come to fruition, like
Yeah.
in a mechanic of the game. So
And
that's nice.
I can't remember. I don't know if it's in this fight where you get to use that move.
You get to use a overdrive or a enemy skill that Kamari learns as soon as you learn it.
Yeah,
So you do get to-
I'm trying to remember if there's like another battle that's coming up soon where we can use it. But I was able to like use the enemy skill, and interestingly, the other like it's not the only enemy skill that you learned is the seed cannon or whatever.
Yeah.
The other one is jump.
Yeah.
Which he used a lot on us when we fought
Yep.
him. So like that was an enemy skill.
Yep.
Interesting. I
Pretty
thought that was
cool.
pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So the layout of this forest is pretty cool. There's multiple directions you can go. They kind of all lead to the same place in a way.
If you go straight north, I mean, if you loop around and straight north, it eventually leads to like, I think, a blocked off path for you to go around and get to the temple, right?
Yeah, right.
It's
Like
pretty cool. You see some crusaders through.
you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they kind of like run, like every time you get close to them, they kind of like point in a direction and run.
They're
off
just
that way.
doing a patrol. Anyway, but there's a optional boss fight in this forest, right?
There is.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was optional till I was going to reveal. Like, wait, I can just go around.
I kind of just ran directly into it. I'm like, oh fuck yeah, let's go.
So you can go up to this creature, and Luzu and Gata are there in front of this giant, mean ass looking plant, and they're like,
The fiend before us is Ochu, Lord of the Wood. We've had trouble with this one before.
you might want to fucking walk around him. He's a motherfucker.
Yo, I totally missed that. I think I
Oh, I
went.
didn't get any of that.
Oh, really? I think if you approach him from the back, you don't get it.
That's what I did that by
Yeah.
accident because I was just exploring and I was like, cool, boss fight.
Yeah, right. So if you approach him from the front, Luzu and Gata they're like,
Remember, Discretion is the better part of valor.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes it's best not to fuck with these things. Maybe you should just go around.
Damn.
And that's kind of why, like, there are so many paths through this forest that all kind of lead to the same place. Because you're allowed to just skip Ochu and go on. Because he's a little bit difficult. He has some...
He's got a lot of
toughness.
HP.
A lot of HP, a lot of tricks up his sleeve. And in the name of due diligence, we're going to whip his ass.
Fuck yeah.
So,
Or you can just be like me and Alex and just do the Titus thing where you don't think about anything like in the world that this could affect and you just fucking do it.
Yeah.
Like you don't even listen when people are like, yeah, you might want to like
Yeah.
this is the Lord of the Forest. I'm just like, yo, enemy, I've
Yeah, right. So if you walk up to him from the back, he kind of like rushes you and you get into a fight. If you walk to him from the front, he still rushes you, but you get a hilarious scene of Luzu and Gata running away really comically where they're like, oh no. But yeah, Ochu, y'all.
Hell yeah.
How about this MF?
He looks like a edgy reboot of a Delfino from Super Mario Sunshine.
Oh hell yeah.
He's got a plant skirt on. But he's
Yeah.
like a big
That's awesome.
he's a big purple Delfino from Super Mario Sunshine.
He does kind of look like that. Oh yeah, from the waist down certainly, and the open is like, or the top of it is like a giant open monstrous mouth.
I guess it's kind of supposed to be kind of like a pitcher plant kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except he is massive though.
Yeah, he's big. He's a big boy.
real
Basically, he's
big boy.
blocking the way in the forest like a Snorlax.
Yeah.
But
You get the
very aggressive.
Poke flute.
This is definitely something that Snorlax would eat in Pokemon.
yeah.
That's the quick kill strat is just use Snorlax.
Dude, I'm looking at this right now too. It's really disgusting. Like it's planty. You know what I mean? It's like
It's got 6 feet, I think.
yeah, I think so. And they're almost like root-esque.
Yeah,
yeah.
they're kind of
Yeah.
like Seath the Scaleless's like feet from Dark Souls.
Yeah. And
But-
like the opening of it have big sharp teeth too. It's very
He's got like a
Gross gums. You know,
yeah. He's got a big maw too. That like there's certain cinematic angles to the fight that can happen where you can like see inside of it, and it's almost got like a little pond of water. It's very
Well, that's what I was saying. Like a pitcher plant. It's probably like some sort of sticky
Yeah,
for catching
yeah.
flies or whatever.
Waka just throws his new blitz ball directly into that, and it just gets stuck in there, and he's like, "Oh man."
Yeah.
My
But
ball.
yeah, so
Someone's
this
gonna
guy
feel
so this guy can dish out some damage pretty quick. And he can poison on his
Yeah.
attacks as well, which can
Yeah.
be a real pain in the butt.
Yeah, good thing we picked up 1,000,000 antidotes,
Good thing we have 1,000,000 antidotes.
And we have Yuna.
You have Yuna.
which is way better. Yeah.
Because, like, I
Did
always.
did she already have that by default, or did we have to unlock it on the sphere?
I
grid?
think-
I can't remember, but
What's
I
the
have
move
it.
that cures all ailments?
Esuna.
Asuna.
That's no. I think it might be the
Yeah.
first thing you unlock on the sphere grid, actually, if I remember it.
But yeah, so I always find that things like that, like, I want Yuna to get experience. So if I can, I'll usually defer to bringing Yuna into a battle at least once.
Yeah, that's
to make
what
sure
I-
that she gets actions.
I kind of did that on like every random encounter in this jungle, which I was like, I should probably not do this because it's a very small area and I can kind of just get
Yeah.
the, I was like, it's taking a long time to get everyone in my party in this fight. Like I really like that system. It's very cool.
Yeah,
But I was
right.
also like, I don't need to do the intended strats to kill all of these enemies
Yeah.
and bring everyone in each time. I should probably just
So I got pretty lucky because I had already learned a skill for Waka silence.
hell yeah.
Silence ball? Buster? What is it called?
Silence attack.
Silence attack.
Begone.
Silence buster. I like that one.
Silence, fool.
Well, that is a skill he learns eventually then. I can't remember which one's first. But yeah, so he has silence attack, and Ochu is susceptible to silence, and he won't be able to use a lot of his stronger attacks, like
Nice.
Earthquake and things,
Yeah.
if he's silenced.
So is that true?
So, okay.
Because I'm pretty sure I definitely silenced him, and I'm pretty sure he still used
So
Earthquake.
silence
I'm-
only lasts for 3 turns.
Oh, I'm looking at it here. It has
Oh,
the,
is it?
it has the icon
Oh, okay.
for silence.
Well, I can't-
I
okay.
still used Earthquake. I was
What-
like, fuck,
actually,
what was the point of that?
Let me look up what his move set is so I can get that correct real quick.
But another thing to that's important about this battle is at a certain point, Lord Ochu is going to fall asleep, and that will cast regen on itself.
Yeah,
Oh, it
so when he
sucks.
gets low, he
It'll
casts
be
regen
it'll
by
be
falling.
asleep, but he regens like a lot. He like almost 300 each time. So, like-
For me, it was like in the 400s.
Oh shit, yeah. So that makes this fight a little more difficult.
I didn't fight him until after the next section because they wanted to get some experience.
Ochu Dance It will not be able to perform.
Oh, okay. Because
if
I
it
don't
is
think
silenced.
I don't think I got hit by that. So that's probably
Yeah. So that's an attack that will cause multiple status effects. It causes darkness, slow, silence, and confuse. So quite the motherfucker.
yeah.
And now let me ask you a question about Earthquake. It doesn't say it in the wiki I'm looking at right now. It only used it when I woke it up from sleep with a physical attack. Does that sound right? Because
Yeah, that looks like it on my side too, because I have a screenshot of Titus about to attack the Ochu while it's sleeping, and then the next screenshot I have is it using Earthquake.
Right, yeah. So I'm wondering if maybe like because so physical attacks wake up things that are sleeping, whether it's your own party members or enemies. Magic does not wake up sleeping enemies though. You can do damage to them. So I wonder if
Cool.
you're intended to use special attacks and magic during
well,
this
I think
sequence.
that's kind of heavily implied as well, especially with being able to get everyone in your team having the weapon that shows you like all the information about the thing. So like with Lulu, I have the Cactuar weapon, and it shows that it will fire magic will do 1.5 more damage.
Right.
It has like,
Yeah, Lulu is necessary for this battle.
Yeah, it has 4,649 HP total, and it's weak to fire. So it's basically just like, yeah, you probably just want to like pepper it with like fire
Yeah,
spells
right.
as much as you can.
Yeah. Also, I had one flame elemental weapon by this point too.
Oh shit, nice.
So I had gotten a blitz ball with fire elemental on it just through random battles. Blitz fire! And was able
You'll
to use
get caught up in the...
But I was able to use that to do extra damage on Ochu as well. I actually got a really kind of lucky battle. It's kind of like my Hojo battle in FF7 where I came in and I was like, everybody has overdrive. I have all these items that are really good for him. How about that? I just fucking like mowed him down because he's a plant, you see. And now I can finally post a picture that I took or a video that I took like a year ago when I was playing this game through. You remember how I beat Yuffie's fucking dad with poison with an attack that was 420 damage?
Hell yeah.
I beat the weed using Lulu's fire magic and did exactly 420 damage.
Hell yeah.
So I can now post that.
Blaze it.
Blaze it.
New Blaze.
No, blaze it.
No, blaze it. I got an overkill on this MF.
Oh, did you? I didn't. I
Hell
tried
yeah.
to, but I didn't. I actually, for the very end, I was like, I want to get a overkill. So I summoned Valefor.
Hell yeah.
And I used fire, and I figured fire on Valefor because he has such intense magic attack would do it, but it still didn't do enough to give me overkill.
Yeah, I had enough that I probably could have killed Lord Ochu with just a regular fire attack with Valefor, but I also had an overdrive, and I was like, you know what? I used the like ray attack last time. Let me try and use blast this time. And I used blast, and I hit it for 1160 damage with an overkill. I was like, yo, fuck yeah.
That's what's up. That's really good damage.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so Lord Ochu, everybody.
Yeah. We kicked the shit out of him.
No, I will say all that weed whacking has gotten me a bit tired.
Hell yeah.
I think maybe we should take a little break.
I think we should as well.
I think we should.
Hey, every F and FS. This is Adam, known as Cloud7470. I just wanted to know what you guys would think it's like to be a blitzball when you grow up. It's been troubling me for years, and I just can't understand it. Like, I can dream to be a blitzball player, but what do you guys think it's like to be a blitzball when you grow up? Love the show. Thank you guys. Catch you next time.
So first of all, thank you so much, Adam, for the voicemail.
Shout out to Adam.
And in the true spirit of the show, no jokes, no gags. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, we never do any of those
So
things.
the first thing I'm going to point out, we are already accepting the fact that we're growing up to be a blitzball. We are not born a blitzball.
Mm-hmm.
we're growing up. So we have to assume
We gotta
Boy
put in
becomes
some,
ball.
We gotta, we gotta put in some work.
Yeah, so here's what I'm saying, because like I've explained before, or I've talked to my friends and stuff, and been like trying to explain like how I feel about human senses, and been like, well, like a starfish has no eyes, so it cannot see. It doesn't understand the concept of sight or vision or anything like that, right? So like you can imagine different sets of senses, even though like we may not, like we have our 5 and then our other ones like proprioception and shit, but we could imagine what it may be like to have like. We could see infrared or something like that through another eye, right? Because we can imagine animals with less senses.
Yeah, and we've seen Predator, where I think he has that,
Yeah,
that
right,
skill.
right. So I'm going to assume that there's nothing really more to a blitzball than like material that it's made out of, which I'm going to assume is non-flesh. And
You know what? We haven't established what a blitzball's made of. Because in our world, like we go throw the pigskin around. What if this is just a pig? Like, what if it's just a living thing?
It's some fiends are.
This is
someone turns into a fiend. Some people turn into blitzballs.
if the
sending got away.
if the sending like happens, but it doesn't send them to the far plane, they don't quite. It's like when they're in purgatory.
Yeah.
Like they don't quite become fiends, but they become blitzball,
Blitzball.
to where they can spread happiness to others.
Or
Ball's life. Ball is the afterlife.
a more disturbing thought, there is some like grotesque spider queen somewhere in the world that is being locked up by Yevon. That's eggs are
Oh,
blitzballs,
no.
and like that's where they harvest them.
It's like a durian, but
yeah. But
they like file down the spikes. So there's a little nub still there, but like
yeah, right, yeah. But I don't think that one plays because we're assuming that we can grow up into a blitzball.
Yeah. Now here's the thing.
Or it could be like Alien, like where Ripley finds one of the guys and he's like turning into an alien egg.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like maybe you're captured by this fucking xenomorph
Yeah.
spider that turns you into a blitzball.
I'm sure that's what the kid's thinking about.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, the way my brain works, in the sense that I had already made this reference earlier when we were talking about that scene, like to me, I just immediately thought that this kid was either Kang or maybe Kodos from The Simpsons, taking the form of someone and trying to fit in. So just saying things that thinks it might sound good.
right.
Like when I grow up, I always dreamed of being a blitzball.
Well, I'm here to get to the real meat of it.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about what it really would be like to be one. Now, here's the thing.
It depends on what kind of blitzball too. Like, would you just be the plain official ball?
Yeah.
Would you be the scout?
Well, here's the thing. Are Waka's other balls blitz balls, or are they just dangerous spiky balls?
I think they're blitz balls, but they're not regulation blitz balls.
Okay.
So
like
it's like
if we
when-
took a
it's like
soccer
when-
ball and put a bunch of nails in it, it is still a soccer ball, but FIFA is not going to let us take that to the
nail
stadium.
gate or whatever.
yeah,
It's like-
deflate gate and like it's nail gate.
Yeah. It's like when Sammy Sosa put like cork in his bat to make his dingers like go far further.
Yeah. So I'm going to say that without eyes or some kind of film to receive either photons or other wavelengths, that vision is out. When you grow up to be a blitzball, you forfeit sight. Okay. Now it does have
the eye of the mind, though.
let's call that second sight. That's not. It's not quite the same.
So much like in Invader
Sensor.
Zim.
It's called sensor.
Yeah. Oh, that's it. You get censor is what happens. You lose your ability to physically see, but you gain your ability to discern everyone around you's HP and weaknesses.
You can tell how dead someone is.
Yeah, right.
That's why I think it's afterlife. I think you just have like that next.
I got you. So let's say, oh man, I even want to I feel like this.
I was going to bring it back to last week and say, much like Invader Zim, you must first rip out your eyes.
Intruder is Blitzball.
I feel like this prompts another question though, for me. If you could censor, what would your flavor text be?
Oh man!
Like what when the enemy is like aiming at you, like if you have your HP, you'd have your elemental weakness. Which just to tell you all, I fucking hate summertime.
Same.
My elemental weakness is fire.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. So,
It would be funny if it was like vulnerable to gluten. Black mage cast
gluten elemental.
I know firsthand that I am vulnerable to fire because one time I had the brilliant idea of going down a large slip and slide while holding 2 sparklers in front of my face, and one of them went directly into my eye.
no.
It fucking sucked.
I can tell you right now.
Do not recommend.
Since we're in a very.
I thought it would look cool. It did not. It was not worth it.
Since we're in a very like sweaty place too, and like the only thing I can think about right now is taking a fucking shower.
Oh, hell
I can
yeah.
tell you that I either take 0.5 damage from water or I drain it and like I gain HP back from it.
I'm pretty sure I gain back from water because if
Yeah.
I have like a migraine or something, like I have to take a shower.
Stay
to feel
hydrated.
better.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, what would it say? What would Censor say? Or we could ask the audience. What would Censor say about you?
Yeah.
And you could give us some answers and we'll all come back on
Hell yeah.
another episode and answer.
Yeah,
it.
I'm gonna have this.
That might be a good one. Do you want to do that?
Yeah,
sure.
Okay. Well, this is our pre post credits sequence because we usually do this post credits. But if the team aimed at you with Scout, what would your flavor text be?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And what would your elemental weakness be? Let us
Tell
know.
us about your weaknesses, audience.
Tell us your weaknesses. No reason.
Of course. Tell us your weaknesses by rating us 5 stars and putting your weakness in the review. That's
That's right. Yeah. All right. So we beat
Run up
Lord,
that hill.
Running up that hill, beat Lord Ochu. I want to point out too, there's a small scene after we beat Ochu.
Yeah.
Where Luzu and Gata are talking to us, and they're like,
Whoa. A summoner and her guardians. Very impressive.
"Yeah, very impressive."
There's a pretty funny screenshot as well of like Yuna just in the background,
Despondent Yuna.
watching, like kind of blurry, like not in the foreground, just like on looking.
Yeah,
I find
And
it very funny.
As they walk away, Gata does like a generic American marching chant. Like the da 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 ba da ba ba da da da.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. He says,
Young crusaders gather around, we'll beat sin into the ground.
Oh, I think I didn't have my sound up high enough, so I didn't.
I remember
hear
that.
I was playing this late at night, and my girlfriend was sleeping, so I didn't want to wake her, so I didn't hear that. But I was just like, oh, that's.
Yeah.
I didn't think anything of it. That's so corny.
in the cutscene, they walk off, and then as soon as the scene's over, they're still standing right beside you.
yeah.
And if you
That's all I know.
If you talk to Luzu, he gives you an elixir, and he says,
Do your best, kid. Waka's counting on you.
he says, "Walk is counting on us," which is very cute.
That's good loot.
It is good loot. Yeah, elixir's like that's
Not like the FF1 loot.
No.
Yeah, no, there's 99. Oh, they have one loot.
Oh, okay. My brain immediately went to like some random assortment of numbers for Gil.
My brain immediately went to having to buy 99 potions before every fucking dungeon
God
because there are
damn.
no high potions. Anyway, we're done. We're pretty. That's the forest. It's really not that. There's not that much going on in it.
Yeah.
But it leads to some stone steps going up to the Kilika temple.
Very mossy, very pleasant.
It is. It actually. Oh. By
music-
the way, yes. Sorry, you take it. You started it. You got it before me.
Oh yeah. So the music, we forgot to mention the music in this forest is it's our theme music this season.
Yeah, our theme music this season is
there it
playing in
is.
this section.
Just not as shreddy.
Not as genty.
There is a chest somewhere off which we might have mentioned. I can't remember, but it's got 2 mana spheres in it.
Yeah. Yep.
Also, pretty good loot.
There's a Lux sphere, isn't there? Somewhere in
think-
this.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of like interesting like items you can get somewhere.
We
around
sh-
here.
so we should actually talk about that real quick. So Lux spheres and certain different types of spheres. So as we go through the sphere grid, there are empty nodes that will just pass over that have nothing in them. And we can use spheres that we have, like specialized ones, to turn those empty nodes into other types of nodes. So you can have one, it's like a strength sphere. We'll turn it into a strength +4. And all of those spheres at very end game will have the ability to farm and get pretty easily. Like they're not hard to come by. But Lux spheres are not that way. There is very much a limited amount. You can get them in an unlimited amount, but very, very slowly. But they're not really necessary to beating the game.
yeah,
And they kind of just, like, luck augments other stats in this one. So really, you can just focus on your other stats and bring those up and not worry about it too much. But it's very rare. So in a way, you could go ahead and use it and get 4 extra luck, which right now is maybe double what one of your characters has. Like,
Yeah.
the numbers in this game are much smaller than usual, at least starting out.
Yeah, exactly. And it's we talked about this a little bit last week as well. I think Mark was bringing it up where it's not like other Final Fantasy games where you have like a set number where you're like, oh, if my strength is at 255, then I have the maximum strength and I can do, quad 9 damage each time. It's not like that. It's more like ability based.
Yeah.
So like you're doing more damage, or at least I think it's like it's not shown anywhere explicitly, right?
Well,
like it's kind of hidden.
Some of that will change in end game.
Yeah.
Like when we start breaking this thing open and getting ridiculous with it, like all of those definitions will change.
Sure.
But for the purpose of the main game, yes. Like there's a lot more going on with abilities instead of just stats. Like stats do matter for surviving hits a certain number of times, but you're not going to be overpowering bosses in this game. You have to outthink them.
Yeah.
So they lead up to these stone stairs, or stone steps, I should say, going up to Kilika Temple. And our party kind of walks up maybe the first set of them. They're kind of like, there's a set of stairs and then a little foyer and then like another
a little
set.
atrium.
Well, it's a lot of doors. So, but yeah.
It clears up. We're no longer really in the forest. We're more like in the mountains.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Waka says,
These stone steps have a history, Yep. Lord O'Holland trained here at his peak.
He's essentially just doing the Rocky thing, I imagine.
Yeah. These are,
There's a statue of him that all the tourists stand by, and it's him just holding his hands up.
Doing the pose that Titus does.
Yeah. And then as soon as he says that, two of the Aurochs like are stretching and like really creepily giggling at us.
The Aurochs don't really have much voice acting outside of like when you talk to them they have things to say, but outside they're mostly just like they seem very brainless.
Yeah
because right. I mean like the last time we heard them say anything was like victory.
Yeah and they're like grunting laughing at us and it's very creepy, but I guess Titus picks up what they're saying and he goes, oh, a race, huh? You think you can beat me? And so they're gonna race up the steps.
Yeah.
And so they ask Yuna to do the honors of saying go and like kicking off their race. And so she I love it. They all line up.
It's so good.
Yeah, she walks up, puts her hand in the air and goes, ready? And then just starts running.
Fucking runs.
So she's going to race with them, but like gets that head start. And she's like laughing the whole time,
Yeah. And then Waka and the other Aurochs just kind of take off after her.
Yeah, and Titus does not.
Yeah, Titus is just standing there.
He's like, wait a minute.
It's really cute because this is like the only time I've heard Lulu like laugh, because if you talk to her and don't chase after them, she's just like
Kids.
She's such a mom.
Yeah, she's happy to see
thumbs up for Lulu.
She's happy to see Yuna having some fun.
Kamari just still shakes his head like every other time I talk to him.
Yeah, right.
Very good.
But as we walk up the stairs after them, the two blitzball, the Aurochs, I'll say the blitzballs.
The two blitzballs.
Letty and Dato?
They grew up to be blitzballs.
They're running down the steps and saying, look out. And we see Walk at the top and he's like, everybody quick, Sin spawn. It's like, man, this fucking Sin thing will not leave us the fuck alone.
Yeah, quit harshing our vibe, man.
How many? So let's see here.
Quick question.
Okay, go ahead.
Is it Sin spawn or Sin's pawn?
Sin's pawn. I always took it as Sin spawn.
It works both ways.
Yeah, holy shit.
I like it.
Really makes you think.
It.
Is it Pet Smart or Pet Smart?
Whoa, yeah.
Anyway.
Is it GameStop or Games Top?
Is it Walmart or Walmart?
I do love a good Walm.
A picture of some Walm on your walls. How long? So let's see. What would be the hour count if we were not doing a podcast? We might be like 3 hours into the game.
Yeah, I would say so. I'm at like 5 hours in, and I've been going like extremely slow.
Yeah, and like,
so I think 3 is probably good.
How many times has Sin fucking harassed us thus far?
Like
every other episode.
Every other week.
Yeah, well, he did it last week for sure.
Yeah. So this is 2 in a row.
Yeah, so there's like...
No, wait, I think he's been in like every
episode. The
first
two episodes...
He wasn't on the Besaid one.
This is good. Quick, Alex, kick in the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire music, because how many times have we got sucked by Sin? Yeah, there was...
I think there's 4.
Sin, I told you, I'm not interested.
Yeah. There was Xanarkand. Mm-hmm. There's the boat with Riku.
Yeah.
There was just now on the Leaky. And then up here. So I think 4.
Yeah.
So like this dude, man.
We spent the whole episode just hanging. When we met Waka, it was like the only time we had not been bothered by Sin.
Yeah, yeah. Can Sin just chill the fuck out? He's
dude.
he's coming on a little strong.
Yeah. This reply guy will not leave me alone.
Yeah, I know. We're gonna have to block him. It's like we're gonna like change
I feel
our,
bad blocking him. I'm just gonna mute him.
Yeah. We're gonna turn our read receipts off. But yeah, so there's a real mean motherfucker up here. He's kind of cool looking. It's like a big armored ball.
Yeah.
It looks like another grassy like enemy, but it has armored for some reason.
Yeah, almost as though like the petals of some flower were metal and then wrap around itself so that it is kind of spherical.
Yeah.
Also, did you notice, because we just come up into this kind of arena area, did you notice the little weird lizards statues with cute little horns and wings?
Yeah, they're very cute.
No.
They're very cute.
I see them.
You
They're
can see
very
them.
cute.
Yeah, I think you can see them when you're running up the stairs.
Yeah,
as
there's
well.
some on the steps down as well. But
These are not spooky statues.
Yeah, they're
They
still
look-
good though.
they look like
I still suggest
They look
that
like
we-
they would like a good chin scritch.
Oh man, they totally do. They almost look like they're getting one actually.
Yeah.
they look like the lizard things that they ride in Star Wars.
Yeah.
but
Oh,
with
yeah.
horns.
Yeah, so that thing is here, but also there's like
Not the dinosaurs, the big grassy thing with the metal
The metal
with-
ball.
It's like a Wonder Ball.
Sin
It's
and
a
its
giant gachapon.
Sin and its mini balls. But also there's two like
Skin's very ball heavy.
Two whip-shaped tendrils behind us.
yeah
And
behind
they're-
us.
and
So
they're kind of hard to notice too. Like
Yeah.
if you're paying attention, like when Waka says, "Hey everyone, like Sin spawn," like you can actually see these tendrils behind him.
Yeah.
But everyone rushes to like the center of this like
I
little
wouldn't
arena
do that.
area.
I would
Yeah,
like,
right.
hey, no. Fuck
so where
the-
our
the
battle
main-
takes place, in the middle. of
The
thing.
main focus is like at the weird like metal sphere, and behind us is the things. And like, of course, if you're looking at the like order of operations that you have for like attacking and everything, you'll see that there's not just the boss. Like,
Yeah,
and it kind of prioritizes, I think, the like boss thing.
Yeah.
But if you move over to like the 1 and 2, which is also like it's just a 1 or 2 over the word boss.
Yeah.
It targets these like tendrils.
Yeah, and so these tendrils are coming out of the ground. So what I feel like is happening is that this creature is underneath it's in the ground, and like there's exposed parts. There's like that ball-shaped armored section, and then the two tentacles. And it may be that there's like roots connecting it underground or something like that, because I feel like they're part of the same creature.
Yeah. So it's a like
it might not be though. It could be three creatures.
Actually, the scene before is when we're running up. We actually only responding to the tentacles that are come up first, and then when we get up there, the big ball emerges from the ground.
You're right.
Yeah.
So originally we thought there was just these little
It's-
sin spawn
Tentacles.
tentacle whip
Yeah.
things, and then
The whippicles.
the whippicles.
It actually is. So if you look at like the help information that you get from like Scan or whatever, it actually says that it's like this boss's tentacles, and the boss's name is Geno.
Yeah, Sinspawn Geno.
Geno, like French, like spelling.
Yeah.
Ew.
This is the Geno that everyone wants in Smash Brothers, of course.
Right. This is the
This is the SquareSoft character Geno that everyone.
the rival of Pat.
loves.
I was gonna say it's the rival of Pat.
I went-
Philadelphia jokes.
Yeah, I went with the gamer joke. You guys went with the Philly joke.
Here's the crazy thing though. This is so as Philadelphians, this is my my advice to you if you're somebody who's visiting Philadelphia. There's Geno's, there's Pat's. Pat's is better, and also they have better politics because they're not fucking shitty.
I would say marginally. better.
Marginally, fair enough.
It's still
fair
South
enough,
Philly.
Fair enough. But the real MFs get two choices. A lot of people say John's Steaks or John's Pork is the place to go. And it is really good. It's top tier. It's even better than the other two. My favorite, though, Oregon Steaks on Oregon Avenue. It's the best Philly cheesesteak I've ever had in Philly. Incredible. The most important thing about a Philly cheesesteak is the roll. Best roll.
Oh hell yeah! It's all about the roll.
Leave this in, Alex. This is the most important thing we've ever talked about.
This is the deep cheesesteak lore that everyone's been waiting for.
Super important. Go to Oregon
Steak
Steaks.
spawn.
If you come to, I'm going to regret saying this because who knows where this podcast will go in the future. But if you come to Philadelphia and are going to Oregon Steaks, tweet at us. And I will come get an Oregon steak with you.
Hell yeah!
We'll see if I actually honor that when the time comes.
This offer expires.
Yeah, right.
October 2022.
Come to Oregon Steaks in the next 15 minutes if you want your ass kicked.
We'll make it like a Final Fantasy X offer. As soon as we're done with Final Fantasy X, the offer rescinded, which is fine for you because this is going to go forever. So
After the pandemic.
Yeah, after the
yeah, that's true. Yeah. Right now, don't do it. Anyway, so the scout text for Sensbon Jano says vulnerable to magic. And if you are gung-ho and are like, got him, I know what to do with this.
I
and
figured out the code.
Figured out the code and you cast fire. Oh, shit. You got another thing coming, baby. The tentacles, their description is they absorb magic attacks against Jano.
Yeah, and like when you read that, it's kind of like, oh, okay. Like, because I read all of this before actually doing anything, so I like knew how to win the battle.
Yeah.
But I also wanted to like make sure I see everything, so I tried to cast at it while there was still a tentacle, and I thought, okay, it might just like absorb the magic and like not do that much damage, or only damage the tentacle, or or a lot of times that a Final Fantasy thing will be like they absorb the magic and heal back. But what it does is it basically like you see Lulu like charge up the fire and stuff, and then it just dissipates and goes into the tentacle, so it just like nullifies it completely and like sucks it out of the air.
Yep. It's wild. It's really cool.
Yeah.
So basically, the order of the day is going to be using physical attacks against the tentacles until they are defeated, and then turning our attention onto Sensbon Jano using magic.
Yeah.
Cool. I think I had a Valfor really close to an overdrive, and was able to basically just laser everything because overdrives are pretty much the entire arena.
Cool.
Which is really cool. It seemed just cast this fucking laser beam around the entire.
I feel cheated by this battle because I hate it when like I think that I've done something smart and then the game tells me it's not. Because I was like, I know what to do. Yeah, so I was like, I know what to do. So I attacked the tentacles. I beat both of them. Then used Lulu to cast fire on Jano. And then he hadn't, like his shield hadn't gone down yet. So I was like, well, I got 2 more turns before Lulu comes up, so I'll attack with Waka. And Waka's like, no, we can't use our weapons. We need to use magic. And I was like, I know that, Waka. Like, I have to wait for Lulu's turn to come back up.
I do really like that, though, because, like, it's kind of just any fight or any battle.
No use!
Yeah.
Anyone you get into, there will be, like, that little moment of tutorial and, like, little flavor from, like, between the characters where they, like, each
just
have
a little hand-holding.
Yeah.
God, can we go back real quick? I have a piece of flavor text that I wanted to talk about and totally forgot.
Hell yeah, bring it.
Okay, fucking real quick backward tangent. Here we go. We're back in the forest. Remember how Waka says he's a blitzball whiz kid, but when it comes to fighting fiends, he's a newbie. If you enter a battle where Titus is not currently in your party, like you've entered a battle and he's not one of the current ones, but Waka is, and you switch Titus in during the forest section, Titus will go, newbie here, and then Waka goes,
oh, that rules.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Oh my god, that's so good.
Isn't that great?
Yeah,
I've never heard that before until this playthrough, and I was like, whoa.
That's really cool. Yeah, it makes me wish that I had more time each week to dedicate like 10 hours to like
really
diving in and like trying all the different interactions, because there's so much of that. Like Lulu is kind of very like cocky when like she's like tutorializing you. She's like, hey, you need to leave this to me. Like if you're because like we didn't really talk about it too much, but the random encounters are also a little tutorial thing in the forest where they'll have like 3 different kind of enemies. One of them's as Waka would call them, a flyer.
Yeah.
It was a giant, I think it was just called the Killer Bee.
Killer Bee, I think, and it can like poison you.
We were talking about this
Naruto.
on stream. I was like, are they bees or hornets? Because I feel bad about killing the bees.
Yeah, you can't kill the bees. But then there's like one of the quadrupedal enemies that only like the lizard thing, and then there's like a weird, I think it's called like a yellow element or something. Like
it's just an electrified.
It looks like a Pokemon. It looks like
I thought it was like electrified fidget spinner.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's basically just like, okay, use the opposing element, use Waka for the flying one, use Titus for the, that kind of thing. And yeah, there's different interactions that you can have with different characters that are like, oh no, like you need me here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, back to the Genos battle.
So once you do adequate damage using fire, it like unravels, or like I said earlier, it's kind of almost like it has like petals or leaves that are armor covering it, and it unfurls, right? And this is why I think that this is one creature and not 3 different creatures, because it has tentacles inside as well that look like the tentacles that were behind you.
Yeah, and those things are called Geno's tentacles. So I think it's very much a Ruby weapon situation where it like digs the tentacles into the thing and then it's behind it.
I think so as well.
Yeah, and this thing is fucking cool looking.
I love it. I love it.
It's like it looks like a kind of like a Genova battle, like from Final Fantasy VII, except like
it's
the
less
body
Cronenberg.
of it, the body of it just looks like the head of like a praying mantis.
Yeah, it's more like it's like a hybrid plant animal or bug, like a bug animal kind or plant.
Looks like it has a lot of succulent petals and like layered on top of itself.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look very mobile. Like the entire like profile / silhouette of it looks
It's kind of like
very
mushroom.
mushroomy.
Yeah, it's like a mushroom shape.
Yeah. But it's not too hard at this point. It can poison you. Every couple turns it uses an attack that hits all the different characters. All the characters.
That's 3,000 HP.
3,000 HP. Lulu can take that HP down quick.
That attack is called staccato.
Ooh, no, staccato is where it like taps on everybody, right?
Oh yeah.
Because it has one called like smog or something.
Sigh.
Sigh, yeah, it's sigh.
It just lets out a big whiffer.
Yeah, basically, it farts on all your people and then get poisoned.
I'm like,
from
that's the move that I would use, where it's just like someone's like, I'm just like.
That was very
It's all that
ASMR. Give me one
mask
more.
breath.
Give me one more. Oh, sorry, that was good. But yeah, it also has staccato where like its tendrils like extend and it looks like it's like playing the piano, but like the keys are your faces.
Yeah. Oh, real quick here.
What's that? Do you remember that like it was like K Jewelers or whatever? They had like the diamonds over everything. Did that song? That was violins. Never mind.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was violins. Never mind.
It's still good
take
though.
it back.
They could be using pick staccato though. I say it like a dumb American because I am a dumb American.
Pizzicato.
Pizzicato. Yeah.
Pizzicato.
No, but seriously, like put that in any fucking song, and I'm like, yo, fuck yeah. I love
Gino's
that shit.
Pizzicato.
Gino's Pizzicato.
Yeah.
If you want the best pizzicato in town, go to Gino's.
We're still real racist though.
Yeah. So yeah, so we.
It also has a move called Venom.
Yeah.
Starring Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That song. He just starts rapping that Eminem song. Venom, venom, venom.
I also tried on this one and failed to get an overkill, so I'm a little disappointed.
I don't think I got an overkill on this one.
Oh, I should
Oh
say,
no, I did.
Did you? Goddamn it.
Hell yeah.
I should also say that
2 for 2, baby.
both of these battles, the Ochu and this one, I used cheer all 5 times before starting to do anything else.
Yo, hell yeah.
Man, it trivializes these fights
So
to cast cheer.
And that buffs magic as well, right?
No, it does not.
Okay,
Because we will get a skill later. There's the equivalent of cheer for magic attack and magic defense, which is focus.
Ooh.
That Lulu will get eventually.
Yo, fuck yeah.
Yeah. So.
I was playing today and I got Waka's overdrive, which is slots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is really fun.
Real catchy.
No.
hours.
Yeah, I was gonna say no game over. You're not gonna be able to play.
It wasn't
FF10
too fast.
slots.
And this one, I guess you get different colors.
Yeah. So he has different kinds of slots.
Which are some of them are easier to get than others. Like I got yellow, which is
The thing is that the slots are consistent for Waka.
Okay.
So when you're doing elemental, like the order of slots is always going to be the same. So when we get toward, because right now we build overdrive from being hit, and that gives us overdrive over time. Later, we actually do get other options on how to build our overdrive, like when we hit somebody or when something arbitrary happens.
Nice. Oh yeah,
So
because there's like the stoic or whatever. Does that?
Stoic is how it is right now.
Yeah.
So, currently, we're not taking enough damage to just get constant overdrives all the time. Eventually, we will be to where we'll be doing like 3 or 4 a battle. But Wakas are very easy to practice. That's the thing. Like even Titus's, I'll find myself missing later in the game because of the speed of the little arrow.
Nice shot.
Yeah. But Wakas they're the same every time. So if you're doing elemental reels, you can learn the position of all of them and get them to work. But at first it is kind of they're slower than Tifa's reels, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
You can't slow it down like in Tifa's.
No, you can't do the slow down thing, no.
Well, I'll figure it out.
Nah.
I
just gotta hit
on my
the
PC
home-
copy. I might be able to slow it down.
There is
Yeah.
one more funny thing that I kind of want to mention. I have a video here from my battle with Gino, and it's like Titus getting ready to attack one of the tentacles, and he's standing on like the
I'm
left
sorry,
side.
I'm still thinking about Gino's pizzicato. It's really making me laugh. Sorry.
He's standing off to like the left of the battle, and like the tentacle is on the right. So he runs over to attack, and he like stops and like looks over and then runs. But his path is like directly where Lulu is standing. So he just fucking bumps into her, and she like moves forward a little bit. And I'm like, he totally like shoves her out of the way. Like I know he doesn't actually do that, but I'm like, God damn it, Titus.
It's very interesting. So like in the other Final Fantasies, everybody's kind of lined up, you know what I mean? And even in like normal battles in this game, everybody's lined up. Here's the party side, here's the enemy side, and we kind of take turns fucking whacking on each other. But in this one, like the battle zone is fully 3D and usable. And so even though we can't control our own motions, if something is behind us or to the left or to the right, the characters run that direction. So you're right. Yeah, Titus will like run right into Lulu and be like, I need to get past you, and like kind of slide around the side of her, and she'll like move out of the way of him.
She like slides forward as he runs faster, and then she like takes a step back.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
But so
now we're in the temple.
Well, so we beat Jano. We have a little small scene after that where Walk is talking to us. He tells us we handled ourselves well.
Drops a bright ring.
Yeah. He tells us,
and like Titus. I said Titus, but I guess that's kind of his
that
name.
could be his name, yeah.
But he was like, "Geez, being a guardian's tough work.
I know.
Is exhausting."
And Walk is like, "Oh, well, you did pretty good." And he goes, "Make a good guardian." And Titus goes, nah. Like he's like sheepish. Oh, you.
Yeah.
Do you come with the car?
But Waka was like, hope to break you in a little slower.
Yeah, right.
It was like I had like my party like almost dead through this part, but like they're all like, just in a day's work.
Yeah.
Afterwards.
Yeah.
And Lulu explains to us what the sin spawn.
It's a living.
Yeah. But Lulu explains to us what the sin spawn are at this point, because we've seen a couple different types of them at this point, and she's like, well, they're just creatures that fall off of Sin's body in its wake. Yeah. So like wherever it goes, it's just spewing out these fucking like
monsters,
weird, gross monstrosities.
I think we say this way too much. There's probably like a bingo thing already about us bringing up Lovecraft, but like this is some fucking Lovecraft shit.
Yeah, right. So it's
Sin is a
life.
hive mind.
Yeah, well, that's the weird thing is like sin is so foreign.
It's a tumor.
Oh.
Kind of.
We'll find out, won't we?
We are the virus.
I'm going to cast Psy on you.
No!
Anyway, Titus gives us a little narration here as well and says,
that moment when Waka told me I had talent in battle, I think that was when I started seriously considering becoming a guardian.
So y'all are continuing up towards the temple, and Waka asks, so they got fiends in Xanarkand too?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And actually, we do get a little bit of knowledge here about this. He says just a few, but it's a big deal when they show up.
Yeah.
And then he realizes, he's like, wait a minute.
Hey,
You've
wait
never
a
believed me
second.
about Xanarkand. Why are you asking me now?
Who's that character in Magic School Bus? Like, this never happened in my old school.
But yeah, Titus is surprised that Walk is actually like taking it seriously, or seems to be taking him seriously now about being from Xanarkand. And
yeah, this scene's pretty brutal.
the scene is brutal. It's a good scene.
Yeah.
But Walker says, he's like, well, I've been thinking about it. Maybe when sin gets to people, it doesn't kill them. It just like drags them through time. And we've been thinking the same thing, right?
Yeah,
Because like
makes
Riku
sense.
told us, oh yeah, Xanarkand's 1,000 years old. And we've been like, oh yeah, it could make sense that we're 1,000 years in the future, especially if like Titus's father, Jex, is actually here.
Yeah.
He hit Sin, got put 1,000 years into the future. 10 years later, we got Sin, put 1,000 years into a future. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like that all seems to line up. You know what I mean? And so he's like, yeah, maybe that's actually what's happening. Sin isn't killing things. It's just transporting them through time.
And then one day, maybe they just pop back, see?
Yeah.
That's kind of what we did.
Yeah, and then Lulu just ends up being a huge buzzkill.
I know.
And she says, amazing, simply amazing. You make up one theory after another, refusing to face the simple truth.
Oh, and then she walks past him and says this. Sorry, go ahead.
And she says, Sin didn't take Chapu anywhere. Sin crushed him and left him on the Jost shore.
Jose. Yeah.
Jose, yeah. On the Jose shore. Your brother won't just pop back.
Oh, and one more thing. No matter how much you want it, no one can take Chapu's place. No one can replace Sir Jekt, for that matter. And there's no replacement for Lord Braska either.
It's pointless to think about it, and it's sad.
Oh, dude.
So she's just fucking like firing shots at everyone.
Oh my God.
She like says all that. She's like, Titus, you're whack. You're no replacement for Sir Jacked.
Yeah, Waka, your brother's fucking
dead forever. You're whack.
Yeah.
Luna, you're whack. Kamari, you're still cool.
Bury your poop, Kamari.
But yeah, dude, it's so
Stop
fucking
scratching
brutal.
the furniture, Kamari.
I love to, because like Lulu immediately gets it what Waka's saying.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I didn't even think about it. I was like, yeah, it makes sense. I mean, that could be what happens. And Lulu's just on his ass.
She's like,
you're
"Stop."
saying this because you think that maybe Chapu's still alive. He's not.
And it's harsh, but like you kind of can't blame her. Like
No,
she
not
could
at
have
all.
been more graceful about it, but it's also a kind of thing where she's like, dude, Waka, you do this all the time. You're like, you need to just accept this. Like this has been going on for, and like, it's interesting too, because she even sees like beyond just like what was going on with like, oh, he wants Chapu back. She's like, no one's going to replace him either.
Yeah,
Like,
because he
she's-
gave us,
'cause
like,
he's
we look like
"Oh."
him. He gave us the sword.
Yeah, she's like, cut your fucking shit. We're Guardians. We have a job to do.
Yeah, exactly. So
Well, she's also making a point of like the people who are just like straight up affected by Sin's wake and not actually sucked up or by Sin. Like, those
Yeah.
people in Kilika. Like,
Yeah, they didn't-
She
Yeah.
mentioned Chapu. I guess Chapu's body was found on the shore.
Yeah, right.
On the Jersey Shore.
On the Jersey Shore.
Fuck.
Don't
Love
let
those
my
body-
body.
days.
No worse fate.
Yeah, I know. I was like, guys, that's my friends. Do not leave my body on the Jersey Shore. Come at me, Jersey. You're right there. I'm right here. Anyway, sorry.
You can get a nice little airbrushed T-shirt.
Yeah.
Jersey Shore.
But she was 100% right because Walker just sits down on the ground and just like punches the ground.
Yeah.
And he says, I could never be what Chapu was. And then is
I
not,
love this.
not over it, but I think this just speaks to Walker's character of who he is.
Yeah.
He just stands up and says,
Well, stuff happens. Best not to worry.
Yeah, like he says it so breezily too. He's just like,
yeah.
ain't that just the way?
Well, I actually really like the delivery of those lines by Walker because
Yeah.
they do have a tinge of like, he's clearly very affected by this.
Of course.
But
yeah.
that's his character. His character is a very like positive and moving forward dude. Like it doesn't like fit his big bro energy to
Yeah.
be mopey. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like, no, I'm an emotional provider for people.
Don't
And,
worry,
like,
be happy.
Don't worry, be happy. And so he takes his own advice and he's like, well, it happens. And he moves on. And then
Every little thing is gonna be all right.
yeah. And then Titus says something that I'm thinking at this point, or he's thinking it. This is the narration. He says, Waka, Lulu, and Waka's brother Chapu. Something had happened between them a long time ago. I was sure of it. Well, whatever it was, none of my business, that's for sure. It's best not to go there.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the first time ever, Titus is like,
Titus
maybe
is
I'll
showing
mind my own
restraint.
fucking business. So we have learned a skill. It's like one of the things on the sphere grid is like
Empathy.
Empathy. Yeah, Titus got that one in the sphere grid. But yeah, and then we're
Dipshit resistance has gone up.
so we are now at Kilika Temple, baby. Woo! Temple number 2. Put it on our
It looks kind of like a
board.
spaceship.
Getting closer to that water temple.
Yeah. It does have a different feel than
Besaid
Besaid. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Different architecture.
This one's all made of stone too. Like I guess the other one
Very
has a lot of
round.
stone as well, but like this is like built into the mountain. It almost has like a Machu Picchu kind of
Yeah.
vibe.
Yeah,
to
especially
it.
with the stairs leading up, I feel like.
Yeah. So but it's cool. It has like fire on it too. There's like these like God, what the fuck are they called? The big bowls with fire in them.
Fire
The
pit?
Olympic ones.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Braziers?
I think that's underwear.
That's underwear.
Brazzers.
Brazzers?
Atriums.
In the atrium.
Okay, all right. I'm not fucking insane. Is both the name of underwear and the large pits that hold these giant flames is a brazier.
Look, Curtis, I don't know what to say, okay? I doubted you. I shouldn't have. I doubted you. I learned something today. Wow.
Anyway, yeah, I really like the architecture of this area though.
Fire is a big theme in this temple. We'll find out.
Yo,
Oh, yeah.
speaking. Okay, I'm kind of looking at it right now. I'm just gonna show you this image, right?
Fire temple's
So
always the
nothing,
second
nothing,
one.
nothing too crazy, right? However, dude, there are grind rails in this. This is a Tony Hawk stage.
Oh, holy fuck, yeah.
This temple would be so fucking fun in a Tony Hawk game.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's got bowls, it's got fucking rails, They're literally like rails. Like, look, I'm gonna like zoom in on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just like grind rails. Oh wait, I zoomed in on Titus. That's not what I want. Anyway, yeah. So imagine the
Imagine being Darth Maul or Shrek doing a dark slide.
So if you need like a mental image of what Kilika Temple looks like, it's School 2 from Tony Hawk.
What song will be playing?
John the Fisherman.
Oh yeah.
Is it John the Fisherman that's in the Tony
Yeah.
Hawk?
Yep.
Okay. I know a Primus song is.
Anyway, but yeah, there's some people like also I will say like the people kind of wandering around here. This temple seems to have a different gravity to it. Like the Besaid temple is very somber. It was very dark inside. It's all candlelit.
Yeah.
This one's outside, and like these people are just kind of like, yeah, I just climb the steps every day to stay in shape, and I'm having a good time. And I was like,
Oh yeah, there was an old
oh,
lady
this
who
is
was
like, I bet people come for like picnics and shit here. Like this
Yeah.
seems like a public space in the way that Besaid temple did not.
Yeah.
If that
go
makes sense.
set up shop here or whatever. Old
Yeah.
lady was like, climb these stone steps every day has kept me in shape. Haven't caught a cold in years.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Also,
like,
it's quite warm here too, so I wouldn't catch a cold.
Yeah. I like one lady says,
I like too, just being like, you know what'll keep me from getting the common cold? A little bit of exercise.
we should try that on coronavirus. I'm going to go.
Yeah, let's go and
run up the steps.
art museum steps.
Yeah, I'm going to go run up without my mask and see if I get it or not. I'll either report back to you next week or never again. So I like that there's a lady just standing in the middle who just says, I hear famous people come here. Where could they be?
I love that.
Is she the one with the weird Thylus
Yeah,
dress
yeah.
again?
Yeah.
So
right.
and
She's
like
showing off her cool new tattoo.
so far there's been like 3 or 4 character models, I feel like, and they kind of just get recycled a bunch.
Yeah, right. They get like, I feel like they're
Reused assets.
They're yeah, right. Yeah, Jesus. Their colors change depending on like the city that they're
This
in.
is the more powerful one.
Higher level.
But yeah, as we approach, let's just talk about their appearance first. But without talking about their personality,
Some cool
these
music
3
goes.
douchey fucking looking assholes walk up. I hope that their personality is not such like that it responds to the way that they look. I hope they're not actually assholes as well.
Yeah, the whole presentation of like them coming up has like the same kind of energy as like a later game, like Pokemon game, like Rival Club. Like
Yeah,
it's
where
like
they
Team
walk up.
Skull or whatever.
Yeah,
and they're
right.
like, ugh, like acting all cool, and you're like,
just
you're not
replace
fucking
them
cool.
walking up with the Turks theme.
Yeah, they haven't
Except they're
earned
not
that.
cool.
Yeah, they're not cool. Fuck
They're
these
not
guys.
cool.
It's got this pulsing music behind it. I forget. It might be called Blitz Off or something.
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
like
Ding, 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 ding. It's got kind of the similar tempo as like Under the Rotting Pizza thing. Like,
oh okay,
Yeah.
But, man, I hate these guys so much. Anyway,
Their backs are looking real ripped.
oh
Though.
yo, they have been doing pull-ups.
They've been doing those pull-ups.
Oh,
wearing
absolutely.
purple.
Yeah.
Purple is a good color. Yeah, they're wearing Lakers colors. The closer I look.
Waka says,
You here to pray for victory too?
and the guy like super fucking like snarky goes, us pray.
Which
This is very Mean Girls.
I love
It's
that.
very Mean
They're the
Girls.
plastics, right? Or whatever.
so Mean Girls.
I love that because at first I'm like, yo, like these guys are assholes, but also like they're kind of knocking on like religion, which is kind of cool.
That's fair.
Maybe.
Well, I feel like they're not even knocking on religion. They're
No,
knocking
because
on
they
us.
immediately, yeah, like,
Why are you even here?
Yeah, why are you coming out of the fucking temple?
which like Waka says, he's like, yeah,
I
like,
just need to pee.
Yeah. Yeah, he says, us, who needs to pray?
The
The Luca
Luca-
goers always win.
yeah, and like he's like,
They're
oh
like
yeah,
DJ Khaled.
like why the?
They always win.
What if they're called the goers because they always have to go?
I was gonna say like they're always shitting and pissing their pants.
Yo, do you think
Are you a
They always have
goer
to
or a
go.
shower?
could you what do you think the etiquette is about peeing in the pool when you're playing blitzball?
I think it's a
All the more reason to hold your breath.
it's like the deflate gate thing. It's like if you, it's
You
like
can actually swim faster through urine, so like
it's like I'm pretty sure. Also, one time when the Flyers were in the playoffs, there was mysteriously somehow sand like on the like way to their like what's it called, their bench.
Yeah.
So like the Flyers like players couldn't skate as well because in the opposing team's stadium for some reason there was just mystery sand there. I think it's the same thing with pissing in the blitz pool.
I see.
Oh yeah? Then why you here?
Oh yeah, this line is what a bunch of fucking assholes.
We've been praying for some competition this year.
I'm like, so you still pray, you fucking nerd?
I know, yeah,
You can't
yeah.
be like, yo,
Us pray.
I'm too cool to pray.
Yeah,
It's
he's
like, no,
like-
you're
he's
still
basically
fucking
like,
praying, you
yo,
idiot.
have you been praying? Us pray. Yeah, we're praying.
yeah, I'm like, okay, so these guys are atheists.
This
which,
could be us, but you praying.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you praying.
Yeah, but and then I really like it too because the one dipshit says, so what's your goal this time? You gonna do your best again?
He says it in that tone. He goes,
Yeah.
your best
again?
What are you
your
gonna
best?
do? Piss your pants?
shit and come, maybe. And he goes, too bad for you. Your best isn't good enough. Why even bother showing up?
Yeah, and then Titus like pipes in. I'm like, finally, someone more annoying than Titus that it actually makes me want to be on Titus's side. I'm like, yeah, get him, Titus.
Get him.
He's like,
This time, we play to win.
And the Oroks
Yo.
all like do their little like fist pump
and
stance.
And the fucking Luca goer says this so catty. It's so like,
yeah.
he goes,
Ooh, play away. Just remember, even kids can play, boys.
is he flirting with me? Like, because maybe he's just like,
I
was
think
it
that's a
negging
trope of
or
like a
whatever?
very
Yeah,
like,
he could be.
Is he negging us?
Maybe.
Like he's trying to like,
He's like, just remember, swag is for boys, but class is for men.
yeah.
I mean, that's a very like JRPG trope is kind of the effeminate kind of like rival slash like minor boss, you know? Like
Yeah.
even in like Skyward Sword was
Oh, yeah, Girahim.
Girahim was very kind of that also thing. He was also we had a lot more tongue though, but never mind.
Oh, yeah. He, had,
he was very licky.
he had tongue for days.
I like
anyway,
it, like,
but there's always like or like Pegasus and
Or like
Yu-Gi-Oh.
James from Pokemon.
James and Pokemon, Pegasus and Yu-Gi-Oh. Oh, Yu-Gi boy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Kaiba boy.
There's probably like a word for that.
There's a TV
archetype.
tropes article about that.
yeah. But I love that Waka tries to have a last word as they walk away because he goes, even kids can play, boys, and walks away. And like, again, Waka's established himself to be a pretty good dude. Like, doesn't fret too much stuff. He doesn't seem like the kind of person who like thinks a lot of negative thoughts. And so he just tries to have a last laugh and goes, see you in the finals.
Yeah.
Like,
have fun storming the castle.
yeah. Good luck, have fun. Jerk face.
Where do you get those outfits? The toilet store?
Yeah, we had the butt store called back and wants their face back.
the shrimp store called. They're running out of you. Or the ocean called. They're running out of shrimp. Damn it. Fucked it up.
You know, I like that one better. They're running out of you.
Well, no, because Stanley goes, yeah, well, the jerk store called and they're running out of you. I also, there's another moment here where we could easily just like take a Bender quote and superimpose it in here, where it's like Bender becomes like the robot wrestling superstar, and then there's like this giant like thing that's like gonna kill him and stuff, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna like destroy that thing, and then he finds out that it's like not fixed in his favor, and he sees him and he just goes,
See you at the fight. So then I said, see you at the fight. And that's the story.
even boys can play. See you at the fight.
Titus says, we'll beat them. We have to. And Yuna's like, oh, do you know that team? And Titus says, putting people down. They're as bad as my old man.
Yeah.
And
they
Yuna's
didn't
like,
really answer Yuna's question. Like, do you know that team? Actually, like, it would be really funny if the Luca Goes are actually like 1,000-year-old long team. They've been around
since then.
It's like, I fucking hate the Luca Goers.
Yeah.
Yeah, you heard about those fucking Douglas.
Yeah,
They've been around for 1,000 years. Like,
Yeah, right.
This is like their, I don't know how many generations.
Their team got sold, though. It was in Minneapolis. And they couldn't,
like 500th grandson.
yeah,
of, like,
right. But I do like that, like, we talked about it before, how, like, it's a Final Fantasy. We have reason to believe the Ject that Yuna's talking about and Titus's Ject are the same person.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of inconsistencies about it.
Yeah.
At the same time, like, their personalities don't seem the same at all. Their goals don't seem the same at all.
I mean, Titus's impression of him was when he was 10.
It's true. It's true.
And then Yuna met him when she was probably like 10.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So, yeah.
So
it's pretty
she
good.
got to see him be a different person.
Yeah. And at the
Or
same
she got to grow up and like learn his old.
Maybe
Right.
Ject is just a reverse misogynist. He just hates dudes. And that's why he's mean to Titus.
I don't even want to say this fucking word, like, but a misandrist.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I really do like in this Where
Spy attack.
this is what Titus says, and I guess I feel like that's kind of the theme
Oh,
of
that's
this
right. Like putting people
episode.
down there as bad as my old man. And
Well,
then,
no. Even before that, when he's like we have to beat them. Like, what is it that he says?
Yeah, he says we'll beat them. We have to.
Yeah, we'll beat them. We have to. That is like the exact same thing that at the beginning of this episode, Yuna said about Sin.
Oh yeah,
And
you're
it's
right.
like the stakes could not be way more different. It's
Yeah, I
like,
know, yeah,
like,
Yuna's
like my mission. I have to defeat Sin. I must.
yeah.
And then Titus is like, I gotta win the big game against these meanies.
And then like once again, it's funny because like I said this before, that like Yuna asks him a question and then he just talks over her.
Yeah.
No, but my problem's bigger. But she says, no, but Jecht was a kind and gentle man. Like that doesn't align. And he goes, well, not my Jecht. And then
Not all Jecks.
he goes into a little narration and he says, even 10 years after he left.
Just thinking about my old man got me angry. But maybe that was just my way of keeping him. Nah.
So, yeah, is there anything else we want to talk about Kilika Temple? I mean, there's like the monk's room and the nun's room, but
Yeah, I do.
There's not
like,
really-
the nun's room is just there's two like little girls in like the
the
kind of like the
habits.
nun. Yeah. And they're like running around in circles and they're like they say something really funny. They're like, oh, like if we study and pray really hard, like the monks give us sweets.
yeah.
So it's like. Are you like brainwashing these kids
Yeah, I
to
know.
be religious? Because they're like, oh, I'm supposed to be studying, but I'd rather be running around.
Yeah, mood.
I guess I don't know if we know about this yet, but the Kilika's team is called the Beasts. Is that true?
Oh,
Yeah, the Kilika Beasts.
Oh yeah, because the monks like, and again talking about like the different vibes of the temples and stuff.
Yeah.
like the one monk is like
way better lit here
fully
also.
fully in his robes. He's wearing like a pope hat kind of thing, and he says, "May the Kilika Beasts win this year's tournament and serve as a sign of encouragement and hope for the people of Kilika."
I was like,
Like
it's
they're like praying for
it's
like
jock religion, man. This is the cool temple.
The Vatican
Yeah.
needs like a baseball team.
I would love it if the Vatican had sports teams. Like, and again, like, we've established ourselves as like non-religious individuals on this podcast.
And non-jocks, really.
And non-jocks.
non-jocks, non-religious.
But I don't have like any like
Ball is life.
ball. Yeah, ball is life, ball is afterlife. Yeah, Alex said. But yeah, so that's really where we're gonna end it today.
We got some more dipshits to talk about next episode.
Oh boy,
Oh, yeah.
it's dipshits
Dipshit
all the way
Central.
down. Yes. Yeah, you heard about Kilika Temple? That's Dipshit Central.
Surrounded by assholes.
Dipshit Station pulling in.
Just-
Dipshit Express.
Just take a left at Knucklehead Block and you'll be at the dipshit central.
But yeah, so we're gonna end it here today. Next episode, we're going to talk about some more dipshits. We're going to talk about the cloister trials here on Kilika and the SS Winnow.
Another boat.
Another boat.
Holy shit, that's a cool Winnebago.
We've been so
It's like Minnow, but it's upside down letter.
4 sin attacks, 4 boats. We're on boats all the goddamn time in this game.
Yeah.
It seems like 3 boats. That'll be 3 boats. 4 sin attacks.
Several boats.
Get your bingo cards out.
A
Their
boat of
tallies
no
on.
confidence.
A boat of no confidence. We start with the Star Wars. We end with the Star Wars. Yeah. So, I guess the one thing I wanted to say, like, I think that's pretty cool at this point, is that Jecht thing, right? Like,
Yeah.
because you're right, because Titus only knew him as a child, right? So he could have been this or been that, but we have no reason to believe.
Your view of your parents is gradually changes as you get older.
But we have no reason to believe that, like, at this point, that Jecht had any knowledge about sin or anything going on. Like, he's kind of a pompous fucking dick. Because even like the way he talks to like fans and stuff, he loves fans. You know what I mean? He's like real into that and real into sports. But like that doesn't exactly jive with the idea of somebody who also has like some kind of mission that he helped Yuna's father defeat sin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe using his incredible blitzball talents. He was just like, yo, sin is going to fall over dead as soon as he sees this goal. Like,
Seems to work for Waka.
yeah, it really does.
I was playing this section and I'm like wondering if Waka can learn to like defend himself with sports. Why can't like other people just?
Yeah, wait a minute. Shouldn't Titus be the one who has a blitzball for a weapon?
Yeah.
Because he's better at blitzball than Waka is.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think Waka just has a better throwing arm.
Yeah, maybe so. Waka's got that beef. He's got
He's
that.
got legs. He's got legs.
Yeah, he's got those legs that attach to your shoulders.
We all know that it's not wise to have 2 monk characters in your party.
Much less 4. Boom. Anyway, yeah, so that's all I really have for this episode, huh?
Yeah, I think that'll do it.
That about does it like a burrito and wraps it up.
Ooh. For some reason, I thought you said Dorito, and then I thought about like the Taco Bell Dorito taco, but like in a
Doritos Locos.
burrito style.
Ooh, burritos, Locos, tacos.
That sounds good as hell. I might have to get Taco Bell on the way home.
Brios Locos goers.
Oh, the goers. They seem like a real fun bunch to hang around.
Luco Taco.
Final Fantasy 4th meal.
You know what? The Luca goers, they seem like the kind of team. Okay, I was in a metal band when I was younger, right?
Hell yeah.
And I feel like the attitude with them would have been like my old metal band.
Makes sense.
Where even though like that guy's speech patterns are very like flamboyant, they seem like teasy, but they seem like the kind of people who are like so fucking concerned with cool and what they're saying and shit that like you couldn't like congratulate each other because they would be like, that's gay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they seem like those kind of people.
Yeah.
Who'd be like, oh, you can't say good things about another man that's gay. Or like, oh, you can't show emotional vulnerability.
Yeah,
whatever.
that's shameful for
and
some
like,
reason.
God, that's how my old fucking metal band was. And it was fucking awful. And I hated being in it. Oh my God.
Tell your homies you love them.
Yeah.
Tell your
absolutely.
homies you love them, or I will come and find you and beat you. How's that for a
fellas? Is it gay?
No second parts of that sentence. Fellas, is it gay?
What was I saying? That's what fellas, is it gay to tell your homies to mosey?
Yeah. Do in fact do that because we are still in quarantine hell world, and your homies could probably use it right now.
Absolutely.
So, as a matter of fact, me and Carl were talking about this during the podcast or during our middle section that like we've been speedrunning, obviously, and the speedrunning community has been incredibly accepting to both of us.
Yeah.
And making us a part of
very
the
sweet
group. And it's been very, very nice, very sweet. And so much love to all my speedrunning homies. And if you would like to be a speedrunning homie as well, pick up a game, start speedrunning.
Hell yeah.
That'd be good.
I guarantee someone will pop into your chat and give you some tips.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah. They won't treat you like a Titus.
We won't treat you like a Titus.
Yeah, they won't be like one of these toxic goers.
Yeah, toxic goers.
But yeah, thanks again, Adam, for calling in.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah,
if you would like to call in, you can leave us a voicemail or text us at 530-MATERIA. And you too may be featured or, prompt very in-depth discussions about
what it's like to be a blitzball.
Be a blitzball.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, our question for the week though. What would your flavor text be if you were being aimed at? What are the tips that Final Fantasy X would give for defeating you?
Cool. Yeah, that's fine.
I'm just thinking deeply about mine. I'm gonna definitely have to come back.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I'm gonna be
We're
thinking
gonna get
about
one
this.
voicemail. It's gonna be from Carl.
I'm gonna totally forget by next week too, and I'm gonna be put on the spot. Also next week, I'll be like, shit.
Instead of Carl like actually coming in and tell us he's gonna call in and be like, "Hello, I'm Mr. Snrub." Yes, that'll work.
And I come from someplace far away.
Yeah.
Yes, that'll do.
Yeah.
Sudit. Hello, my name is Mr. Sudit. And I come
That was
from
Sudit, yeah.
Zanarkand. Yes, that'll do.
Yeah, that'll do.
It's just Titus with a mustache.
Yeah, a special thanks to Neither Round for the theme song. That song is their adaptation of Silence Before the Storm,
which is featured in this episode.
Hell
yes,
yeah.
that's the one I was trying to think of earlier. Came back. Feature music is by Nobuo Uematsu, Masashi Hamauzu, and Junya Nakano. Leave us a review on iTunes. It helps. We are in the top 300 in Norway right now.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That basically is number one.
Hell yeah.
If you think about the size of
Norway.
all numbers everywhere ever, that is basically the same.
Yo, I've always wanted
We're
to
charting
say
in all
this.
the Corona-free places, I think.
I've always
That's why we don't have any ground in America. It's not like actually like the it's not the amount of podcasts or anything or like what people listen to.
Podcasts are returning. Nature is healing.
They just hear us being like, oh, this is fucking stupid. We should be done with coronavirus. And all American listeners are like, nope, we got to keep it going. Don't wear your mask. Yeah.
4 more years.
Yeah. Jeez. At this rate.
We are every FNFF on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. Curse, I don't know if you've been doing anything on...
I didn't this week.
Maybe I will. Who
Maybe
knows?
you will.
I've been streaming a little bit more.
Yeah.
I just got a second Switch so I can stream. watch me make a new Animal Crossing island.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, you know what? I'll go ahead and say
New Midgar.
this episode will be out this Friday, so
Neo Xanarkand.
I won't have started yet. So by the time that you listen to this, if you listen to it for the first day or two, my intention is to start next week, or if you're listening to this the day it comes out, in like 2 or 3 days. And I'm just going to play through all of Final Fantasy IX, I decided. I've really been wanting to get back to it, so I'm just going to get on the stream. I'm going to pick a day every week, and we're just going to go through the whole thing, try to 100% that game, have a good old time with it.
Question for you.
Yes.
Are you going to get, what is it, Excalibur 2?
Maybe I'll do 2 runs.
Okay.
Do one for that and one
New Game
for
Plus.
that. Yeah.
For those who don't know Final Fantasy IX all that well, there is an ultimate.
You will.
Yeah, you fucking will.
In like 7 years or whatever, there is an ultimate weapon for one of the characters that you have to get to the final like area of the game within 10 hours to get it.
Yeah.
Within like 10 hours on your.
I can't remember the exact. Is it 10?
I want to say that I could be
7,
wrong.
12, something like that.
It
might be.
It's something like.
It's pretty harsh. It's not.
Like you don't have to like speed run.
You don't
to
have to speed run it. You just have to run speedily. So yeah.
We will see you next week, dear listener. Same pod time, same pod channel.
Eventually, we're gonna make a joke that's a real keeper.
Hit the music, Alex.